Get it really quick. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting edition of Ringside Rants with yours truly, Just Mike. And to my right tonight, which is weird, it's the Smarter Strong Style, Phil. And below us is Josh, Bad Karma.
Yeah.
Before we go any further, there is a lot of stuff that we want to unpack tonight and talk about what's been happening in the releases of WWE and the acquisitions and the controversial stuff. But
yeah,
I'm the most controversial person, I think, in podcast history, and I'm not even that big. And to people in my area that want to try to silence me and treat me like I'm a human garbage and talk shit about me behind my back to other people and won't even allow me to defend myself. Frank the Tank, the fat turd of a motherfucking commentator, piece of shit, garbage human being you are.
Oh
shit. I was commentating with him last night. Holy shit.
Let me explain something to you, you fat piece of shit. You shook my hand. And if I may be stand corrected on one of my earlier podcasts before we were even live on YouTube, I said I would make you shake my motherfucking hand. And you did it. And I also said you would backstab me and stab me in the back, you Judas piece of shit. You did. The third strike, though, I didn't see coming. Bro. And I'm going to tell you this, Frank. You try to make enemies for me and anywhere I stand my feet or plant my feet and talk shit about me behind my back to other people, including the owner of MCW, who happens to know everything about me. I have no ill will of telling anybody who I am and what I'm about. I'm an open fucking book. Unlike you, you piece of garbage. I never go anywhere alone for a fucking reason. And let me explain that to you. Because next time you see me, there will be a next time. I'll get to that in a second. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm going to slap you like the bitch that you are with my pimp hand. And I'm going to make your fat ass get in line. So, with that being said, he went back and told Diamond Championship Wrestling people that I was there at the MCW place and that they have contractual obligations with some of the talent there. I'm not going to say the man's name because it's not irrelevant. It got back word that I was there, and they decided to go ahead and spew my background, which is cool. Being found of a crime you didn't commit, that's fine. You are not ever, let me repeat that, you are not ever going to cancel me. Ever. I didn't do the crime I was convicted of. I've done a lot of wrong shit in my life. Harming people like that is not one of them. I like to hurt people.
Okay, Mr. Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley.
Well, I mean, that's the type of hurting I do. I'd rather use these than anything else, man. So me hurting someone, me harming someone, that's the type of hurting you're going to feel. And then I'll have an assault case. But I'm not warning you. I'm promising you this. This will happen. So anytime you see me, run the other direction now. You are now my new Walter. Speaking of Walter, you cowardly scumbag, human mouth trash human being with no teeth, hippopotamus looking motherfucker. Sorry about the rants, gentlemen. It'll be quicker, I promise.
And these rants are brought to you by
Dubby!
Dubby. Get your W energy drink.
I know these are very, very hard to digest. I get them. I understand completely.
Yeah,
What's up, country?
But people, no. MCW guy is good. MCW guy is really good. It's people that he had with him.
People from another company.
Yeah, Chris is good people. I was trying to get him on here. I don't know what happened.
I've known Chris since high school.
Yeah,
middle
Chris is a
school.
good guy.
So you don't have to worry about it, country. I've known this guy since first time I met him. We were talking about Mae Young's son.
But my ordeal with the other people that I was sent there to eradicate, get rid of, didn't show. 2 out of the 3 did not show. One of them did. Oh yeah. No, you're good. You're good. You're not late. You're not late. But those people I was there to eradicate, get rid of, not to be there. They were not there. So, and whenever Frank saw me, he immediately, and I quote unquote, will tell you this, went and told Chris, "Oh, you know, I'd watch myself around that guy. He has allegations." There's no allegations on me. I don't have anything on me. I'm on probation for 2 years unsupervised. I am being pardoned from everything that they say I committed. So I don't care what anyone tries to say about me. My thing is this. I stand first and foremost on my own 2 feet, and you can count me out, Frank, Walter, Brant, DCW, whoever, wherever, whyever, however. You're mad because I found something and I have friends and you don't like that, and you think that you can just push me to the side and think however you want about me. I go anywhere I damn well please if I'm accepted. So let me rephrase that again. I go anywhere that I am accepted and invited. I didn't go because I wanted to just show up. I was invited. Bill, am I wrong? Was I invited?
Yes, you were.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were.
Yes,
So,
that hand.
I went there.
We talked about. That was the first conversation Chris and I were talking about. We were talking about wrestling. We were talking about on Tuesday morning, the night after Monday Night Raw.
So my thing is this. Me being invited hurts y'all so bad that people believe me, and it hurts your feelings that I'm no longer associated with you. You're not WWE. You're not even, dude. You're bottom barrel people, and the only reason you have any claim to fame is you're riding the coattails of one of the Armstrongs. You can't cancel me. Remember that. Food for thought. You come for me like you have been, I will show up at your door again. Next time, it ain't as a patron of the wanting to be there for a friend. I'm coming there to take the walls down. Mark my words.
No, not him. No, he's a good dude.
Yeah, he's good. No. All of them are good guys, man. No, these guys have never been on here. They never will because they're cowards. Matter of fact, hold on a second, gentlemen. Let me see if I can get one of the pieces of garbage here. Let me see if I have them unfriended or unblocked on my stuff. Walton. Damn, I might have them blocked. How do I unblock somebody?
Go to their messenger and
you know what? Tell you the truth, I don't know. That is a good question.
I know.
I'm finding them. Oh, look, there we go.
I know how to unfriend somebody, but that's about it.
Oh, he's not on here. He must have me blocked. That bastard. Oh, no, there he is. Unblocked. There we go. Unblocked.
Oh, shit.
What, he just got real?
What? Who?
The show has just got real.
Let's just get really real.
Nah.
Walter Gravatt. There we go.
It's the real world, Alabama. Down with the Jackass team.
Let's see if he takes the bait, sirs.
Damn. How do we segue out of this?
well, hold on. Let me explain.
Let me explain here.
Let me see this person here. Can y'all see this? Can y'all see this right here? What I'm doing when I'm highlighting the name?
Nice yeah.
Y'all see that? Oh yeah, these are people on my thing. But you see this right here? Y'all see the name? Here, let me refresh that so that'll go away. Hopefully.
Hey, it's my Uncle Nathan.
And it won't. You can't comment.
Okay.
So
Phil, how was your night of commentary?
It was quite funny. I messed with Frank. You said like, have you ever been abducted by aliens? He said he didn't talk about it because there was this character that was supposedly abducted by wrestler supposedly abducted by aliens, and he's like, "Are you possessed and everything by these aliens?" He says, "I don't talk about that." Did they do any weird experiments on you, like in certain probings? Like, I don't talk about that.
Exactly. I didn't get to catch any of his commentary except for the main event, which was really good. Both of those guys worked their butts off. They really did. It was really good. I even got up from where I was at.
I may be in the controversy, but seeing a grown man grind in front of grind is whatever, it's kind of a little off put.
Oh, Devin.
Grind is junk. I mean, shit, we've been watching Goldust for years, so what's anything else different?
Yeah, for real. I mean, Ravishing Rick Rude did it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the guy who kind of looks like a young Rick Rude.
So, here, let's start from the beginning. How was the show?
It was good. Good. The show was great.
It was a good show.
Yeah, it was.
It was a lot of action, a lot of trash talking and everything. I loved it.
Yeah, the matches were 2 matches ended really kind of quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, everything else was good. The main event took 25 minutes, and it was worth the 25-minute wait.
I'll tell you, one of my favorite parts was when someone was trying to give the heel wrestler chairs, like he's just trying to give him a seat. He's just trying to give him a seat. Like, what are you talking about? Like, he might need a breather for the seat. You never know. That chair could be for anybody. I was being a smart ass.
Did Phil go through a table?
No.
Ah, damn.
I wasn't insured.
No, that he couldn't get in the ring because he's not insured. He could have went to a table. I mean, I would like to see that. Yeah. But not. Phil did good. Phil did great, dude. He was nervous a little. I could tell he was nervous.
I mean, this is my first time ever doing commentary.
But I think you're an act of it, dude. I think you got an act of it. I think you really do.
I think I got the hang of most of it.
Oh yeah. But yeah. See me, who I am and what I do, I cause controversy wherever I go.
When did we see the tape?
That I have no idea. But I did send a thing. I'm trying, man. I'm really trying. He don't want to come on. I guess he's ignoring the whole thing. I don't know what's going on with that. I know he's awake. This is a piece of garbage human being.
Oh, he's got garbage goes where garbage is.
Let me see if I can. Yeah, let me see if I can get another person in here. Let's get Frank.
Like, oh shit.
Yeah. Let's get Frank. Let me see if I can find Frank. Frank is not blocked.
Oh fuck.
Huh. But
hey Phil, does your friend have
there we go.
Like they came on last week? Does he have a Facebook page?
Who?
Chris, guy with the beard.
You mean Chris?
Yeah.
Chris?
No, not Chris. The other guy. The dude who was on here last week.
Your friend.
Oh, Jordan. Yeah, Jordan Trey.
No, don't use full names.
Oh, sorry.
Here we go.
Oh, Lord Cajun, you mean?
Yeah.
I sent it to Frank. Frank Smith. Let's see if he takes the bait.
Let's see.
Let's to prove it again. Share screen. There he is. There's our chat. There's our podcast right there. Nothing. Just waiting.
I like how it's the symbol that mud show similar to the Pancrase logo.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't want to just talk trash. I try to defend myself and
invite you to the show.
Invite you to the show, Josh. Go for it. Yes.
All right. Give me a second. I'll send you the link.
So yeah. Fuck those piece of trash. Afraid much? All I gotta do is accept the link. I'm gonna do this. I think every week now. I think that's what's gonna have to happen. I'm gonna send it therefore they can watch. Pieces of garbage.
All right, just text you, country.
So, I didn't watch Dynamite tonight. I was too busy. Oh, speaking of which, I got things to show.
Oh! What you got? What you got?
It ain't much of nothing, really. It's cool. I thought it was kind of neat. I found it real cheap, so that's why I picked them up. It's wrestling related.
Oh, mini pops.
Diesel, The Rock, and who is that?
Razor and Ray.
It's Razor Ramon. Who's again the blue?
Rey Mysterio.
Oh, it is Rey Mysterio. Oh, yep. Speaking of which, I did watch Dynamite. It was a pretty good show.
Speaking of everything that's going on, how do y'all feel about the controversy that WWE signed Alberto Del Rio?
I think they fucked up.
It's official. WWE has signed Alberto Del Rio.
I thought keep your pants on. I thought they dropped they stripped him to the title and fired him, or at least Triple A did, I think.
Yeah, they hired him and Dr. Wagner and the whole Wagner family, basically.
Well, I'll say this, that we know that Paige will probably re-sign with AEW because she won't come back.
Yeah, it's kind of a.
She probably might just retire from wrestling.
Yeah, because she
She despises Alberto for good reasons.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you?
The guy's garbage. A garbage human being. Great wrestler, but a piece of shit person.
I can't say yay or nay to that. And I won't say yay or nay to that. It just
The guy has too much heat on him.
He has way too much controversy. I'm not going to say good, bad, or indifferent. I don't know that story, except for what was published out in public. And he beat every allegation that was thrown at him too, though, Phil.
That's true.
True story. And the way I look at it, and the way a lot of people don't see it, but I look at it like this: if you beat your allegations, or if you were found guilty and then you still beat your allegations later, chances are you were innocent all along. Doesn't mean that there were some truths to anything, but small amounts of truths do not total up to the whole being of being innocent or guilty. But in his case, there was never a guilty verdict. Oh. What's up, bro?
What's going on,
man? And was happening?
Hey.
Sitting outside, just got a fresh cut.
Oh, I see. I need to get one of those.
Yeah,
I need to get one of those.
It was bad. It was bad. Like, my hair was ridiculous. So it was
I'm surprised you're letting it grow.
Well, look at how fucking gray I am. I'm grayer than you, and you're 4 years older than I am. Josh is going to be 50 next year.
No.
This year. This year in October.
Yeah. I
What
still
year
look
you born,
younger than
Josh?
everybody I know.
What year were you born, Josh?
75.
Holy shit. You don't even look 50, bro.
That's
He looks
right.
the same. He looks the same that he did 20 years ago.
Well, the only thing that's great, all my grays in my beard.
No, dude, like, look at this shit. Like, I'll get in the light to where it's better.
Oh,
Like,
Jesus.
you guys don't know, I shaved my head for a long time.
Oh yeah, straight up American History X style.
And then, like, I look like a teacher.
Yeah, you look like one of my high school teachers.
Well, did he teach whoop ass?
Woo! Whoop out of ass. But no, man, it fuck those guys, dude. I swear to God, them fucking cowardly bitches.
Let's get to the wrestling, though.
Yeah, all right. So a lot of releases were happening last week after WrestleMania. Shotzi.
They didn't do shit with her, man, unfortunately. I remember when they did a lot during NXT, but after that...
Hey, there is a funny meme that's going around that CM Punk is going to go irate on somebody because they released his girlfriend from NXT.
Supposed.
Cora Jade.
Yeah.
You know what? She wasn't shit anyway.
The one I was kind of upset is like I kind of like Shotzi, and I like Gigi Dolan.
Gigi Dolan, yeah. And
then Blackheart. I loved how she had a great gimmick too. She had that punk rock tank girl gimmick. She came out in a fucking tank. I loved the whole gimmick and everything. It was kind of
I like Carter and Chance.
Mm-hmm.
They were a great tag team. They were like two pieces of a pod together. I love their stuff. They did like an early NXT during the Black and Gold era too.
Man, the only ones I kind of agreed with was actually Shayna Baszler because
they didn't do shit.
She has a personality of a dried potato.
Okay.
And, that's your opinion. She's a great wrestler, though.
Wrestling wise, yeah, but she couldn't cut a promo to save her life.
What about Braun Strowman?
You got to have those are
Braun
guys.
Strowman. That's shit. That's the twice. I doubt if he comes back to WWE after this.
Well, he's got bad knees. He's got bad knees.
He's paralyzed in one leg, from what I heard.
He can't do it no more.
Really?
No, he's done. He knows it. He's. I mean, he's got really bad legs, from what I've understood. So it's just like when your knees go and you're tall, forget it.
Yeah, you're done for, bro. And he lost all that weight too, and he looked good coming back, and then he just like he couldn't hack it. Man.
Is it he got apparently like what I heard? He's paralyzed in his left leg, from what I heard.
That's why he moves kind of awkward.
They'd have to book him to where they'd have to book him to where everybody would have to carry his ass, you know. I mean, not so much like that, but when you got a bad knee.
If he couldn't do this anymore and knew it, I mean, send him off properly. Don't just let him go like that. I'm like, geez, send him out.
I mean, he's literally on his last leg.
Yeah.
You know, have a retirement match. Let him go out with a bang, like.
You need a crusty laugh. Braun Strowman's not an elite wrestler, though. He's just massive. But I do think
he's just a big guy that got lucky.
I haven't been watching, admittedly, lately. It's so paralyzingly boring to me lately. I watched Mania and I thought it was a filler show, even with the first night ending. But and I've been busy trying to launch my gambling channel and stuff like that. I've been really, really preoccupied with that. But have they added another person besides Seth and Braun Breaker? See, now, so here's an idea. Like, that would have been the perfect place to put Shayna Baszler with Paul Heyman, in my opinion. Because she don't need to do the mic work. He can do it.
There you go.
Or Becky.
Oh, God.
Dude, I'm going to be honest. Her coming back has been a real big disconnect for me.
Mm-hmm.
A real huge disconnect.
Plus,
now, I'm a guest on the show. Can I give a wrestling rant here?
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Dude?
Yeah. Your wrestling rant? Go for it.
I'm going to give a wrestling rant here. So I heard yesterday her, and then I heard Shelton Benjamin. I've heard all these people dissing Hogan. And I'm going to say this about Hulk Hogan. Like, everybody likes to beat on Hulk Hogan because in the 80s, he didn't put on these 5-star classics. And that's in full agreement. And he abused a bit of his creative control in WCW. Full agreement. However, if it's not for him, if it's not for that moment in Detroit at the Pontiac Silverdome with him and Andre, wrestling doesn't become the behemoth that it does. It stays. I think it fizzles out. And I think that every wrestler that comes through, no matter who they are, unless Hogan's personally done something crazy to you, they need to cut him a little bit of slack. I know what he said. He said it 18 fucking years ago. Get over it. Like, get over it. He didn't kill nobody. He didn't hurt nobody. He just was in a position, and these people not forgiving him for it is a bit ridiculous. You know, I mean, in football, they forgive players that, you know, do all kinds of, like Tyreek Hill has beaten up 4 of his girlfriends. Like, Hulk Hogan they need to cut him some slack. He does a lot more good than he's ever done bad. When I was a kid, like, did all that, you know, he's like John Cena, the pre-John Cena, with all that stuff he did for kids and stuff like that, all those positive things. And I mean, nobody's perfect. But for like Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch and Shelton Benjamin never drew a fucking dime. Let's just be real. He's always mid-card. Hulk Hogan is a household name to this day. Shelton Benjamin's a mid-card in AEW. Like, it's just, come on, man. You can do flips, you're athletic, but what's your most famous moment? Getting kicked in the face by Shawn Michaels. That's my rant. Put some respect on the Hulkster brother. What you gonna do, Shelton? Well, Hulk runs wild, you brother.
I'll run off that. It's like, if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, I wouldn't be watching wrestling.
See,
I do agree though. Wasn't for Hogan, I wouldn't be watching wrestling. But I just lost a lot of respect for him as a human being. But because he's a pathological liar, in my opinion. But that's just me.
It goes to the fact. It's like I always say. When I started watching wrestling, it was the in between time between WrestleMania 1 and WrestleMania 2. Somewhere in that time, I caught wrestling. I think it was more or less Rocky 3. I think it was because of Rocky 3 and the 8.
Rocky 3 was pre-WrestleMania.
Wrestlers on there. And everything, and I saw Hulk Hogan. I think honestly, I think that's the first time I saw Hulk Hogan was Rocky 3.
Correct.
And I want to know who it was, and that's where my uncle was the wrestling head, and that's where he showed me WWF at the time.
Terry.
So I was like, hey, he's the champ, and he's in that movie. I'm like, okay.
It's not like he's done stuff like. And the other thing is, like, I don't mean to cut you off, Josh.
Yeah.
But, like, Hogan hasn't done things like Vince McMahon's been accused of or something that's crazy. You know, Hulk Hogan just said the forbidden word, and they've made him carry that cross for long enough, as far as I'm.
To be honest, I think Vince McMahon is 10 times worse than Hogan, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying. Like, when these people are like...
I just don't think the lies are necessary. I think that he's really...
They're ridiculous.
The lies are ridiculous, you know. I just think he overdoes he tries too hard and everything. I think he needs to, like, I don't know.
I didn't ever do steroids, brother.
Exactly. I think that's what really got into heat is the lying and everything, and a lot of people just saying, like,
yeah.
Here's another thing I didn't like what Hogan did was, like, they tried he basically ratted out to Vince that the boys were trying to unionize, and he got Jesse the Body Ventura fired.
Well, if he, like, I've heard that story, and I don't think that was a smart move on his behalf. Like, that'll get you heat for sure. But
a lot of the boys didn't like Hogan after that. Even Scott Steiner doesn't like Hogan for good reasons.
For good reasons, but that's different. Like, what kind of axe can Seth Rollins grind on Hulk Hogan?
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with Marty Scurll. It's the same thing that's going on with Marty Scurll right now. You know, I mean, like, he's a top tier wrestler. Got accused of something that was legal in his country that killed his career, and he got basically blacklisted for something he was accused of, but that was legal in his country that he's from. So it kind of blackballed him right there.
Marty Scurll is a human being that, in my personal opinion, I didn't really know the whole story. I did read about it, and I did follow it because of reasons. And then I started understanding why people were turning on him, because the reason why people were turning on him and why they did turn on him is because, oh, it's legal there, but it ain't here, and he's here. He wrestles here. Okay. So you're condemning a person for being legalized somewhere else, but whenever it happened because he wrestles here, he works here in America, it gives you the right. Okay, so it gives you the right to criticize someone that did something legally because they work here. That is the reason consent too. That is why they're pissed.
And I heard it's consent.
Yeah, and he worked here. Now, this right here is a little bit twisted. There are film producers and directors who fly to countries where that shit is legal and do that shit, and then come home and act like nothing ever happened. True story. Because one of them has been found guilty of that.
When you're in Rome, be like the Romans. It's the old saying.
So how is it different for him though?
I also got a rant after this when you guys were done.
Then the
He still
other
makes
dude that
movies.
we were talking about was Alberto Del Rio. He had a bunch of controversy about him, but you know what? He was never convicted of nothing.
I'm gonna give you the counterpoint to Alberto that nobody wants to hear.
He was innocent.
I'm willing to bet. I can't confirm this. This is my take. I'm willing to bet that Paige was just as abusive in that relationship than he was. I'm willing to bet that was a toxic fucking. I bet that they were the couple that they fought and then they fucked, and it was great for both of them. They got their needs met, but I don't know how it all played out because I don't care for Alberto Del Rio, the wrestler back then. I cared for his announcer more than I cared for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like his announcer was great, but he was just terrible to me. But I think that based on her, like the things that I've heard her say, like she's got a filthy mouth and stuff like that. So I think that she was probably just as toxic as he was. I'd bet
a little more filthier than we thought, you know?
Yeah, I'd bet dollars to donuts that she was just as, you know, abhorrent as he is.
I agree.
And you know, it goes to say it's like a comedian says, it's like he does approve of abuse, but what led up to that point?
I don't know. I want to hear Phil's.
I can tell you what led up to that point for Alberto Del Rio. The kidnapping charges was wild. Kidnapping your own kids, that's kind of a blazing move in my opinion.
It sounds like a jealous ex. It sounds like that.
That's exactly right. The sex trafficking, because that was included with the kidnapping charges, found innocent of that. So what was he doing? Kidnapping his kids and selling them to sex trafficking?
That's just ridiculous.
So and then the allegations came out about the abuse. And if we're going to talk about abuse, again, I'm a Stone Cold fan. He beat the shit out of Deborah.
It's true, he did.
But everybody loves Stone Cold. Everybody's like, "Oh, he's just Stone Cold." Like,
yep. Hulk Hogan didn't beat the shit out of his wife.
Oh, but if Hogan ever laid a hand on her.
But because Austin's over with the boys, you know what? That's the other thing. Austin made all those guys tons of money.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know. I don't know what the story is with the Undertaker and his ex.
Oh, you mean Sarah?
Yeah. I'm not full on that story, but you know, you never know.
Never know.
I think we're in the age of judging people on what they've done in their past on 2025 leftist standards. Like everybody's so hypersensitive about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, make no apologies. Hulk Hogan should make no apologies. Stone Cold should, or, you know, like, or little apology and be like, man, you need to get over it. You know, it's like Bret Hart, most miserable person ever. Most miserable person ever. Jesus Christ, I would rather I can't even imagine. I'd rather hang out with Alberto Del Rio than Bret Hart, because Bret Hart is the most self-righteous wrestler I've ever seen in my life. Ever.
Oh man, you could see it at the awards. You could see it. He did not want to be up there with Stone Cold for some reason.
Don't bring him out. All he does is bitch. Oh, Goldberg. You know what? Accidents happen, man. You wrestled after that. You wrestled for 6 months after that.
All right. So here's my take on Bret Hart.
But hold on. I think that stroke I think it messed with like that sensor in his brain.
He don't have that receptor no more.
I think it's like he's cranky, because people that have those kinds of things, because like every time I watch an interview with him, I'm like, man, you were a great wrestler, but you were not Jesus Christ in that ring, and you weren't elite, in my opinion, as far as the entertainment value, like Austin was, or like The Rock. You were skilled, but geez, Brett, you gotta get laid or something, brother. Come on.
Now he became elite in the mid '90s during the Austin feud. He became elite, and he held HBK in that first match. He held that match. He ran that whole match. He carried HBK that first match. Not saying that it was not to say that HBK didn't do his fair share, but you could tell it was a one-man show. You could tell who was calling the shots in that ring, and it was all Bret Hart.
I want to hear Phil's rant.
Yeah, I do too.
Anyways, what other news is going on?
No. Where's your
You
rant?
had a rant.
You got a rant?
Apparently, here's another thing. Like, I saw something that really pissed me off, like on Twitter. You know, I'm autistic and everything, and apparently this person got mad at Will Ospreay saying like we have better athleticism than WWE wrestlers and everything, and she called him like we said. I think WWE is boring. You know, I can't bear to watch it anymore. And she is this hot looking model. She's like, what an autistic loser. And I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What does it mean not to be an autistic? It's his opinion, you know? Like, everyone has been, like, even Country, I mean, I agree with his opinion, but I respect his opinion. Don't call anyone a fucking loser because they have a different opinion than you. What the fuck is wrong with you?
That's
right, man. It's all
and the train made their appearance.
I was about to say it. Thank you, Josh. Thank you. But no, I mean, but the thing is,
we may disagree on certain parts of wrestling, but I respect him. Isn't that right, Country?
Say again.
I may disagree with you on certain things, but hey, it's all good, right?
Yeah, it's just different strokes. But like you and I agree, like I love the Japanese wrestling. I just don't like random matches without a story all the time. I disagree with that fully because wrestling is a performance. It's not the NFL where you can just match up, you know, Green Bay against Chicago one week and then they play the Rams the next week and everybody's going to care. You have to have like something to keep me real. So, but I do, and it's a little bit harder for me to enjoy Japanese wrestling only because I don't speak Japanese.
Right.
So when they do the promos, I don't fucking
look at
Well, they do have they do have English commentators for
they do.
Have, yeah.
No, I know, but it's just like I missed parts of the era. Like I missed the Bullet Club era. I was away from wrestling from when Punk left till about. I mean, I had like a good 7-year gap in there where I didn't watch it all. I was just so busy with my life moving down here and stuff like that. But I've subscribed to NJPW World, and I watched a lot of that old stuff, and it's great stuff. I like those physical matches with like the Road Warriors. It's just, and I even like the climax tournaments and their tag tournaments. It's just the only thing that random matches, and I think AEW is trying to present it that way, but when they just do random matches all the time, it doesn't appeal to me as a fan. That doesn't mean because I like the style. I like the Spirit style. I like the hard chops and, you know, I
do too. I mean, it gives you like speaking of storyline, if you want to go on YouTube, check out New Japan World History of the Bullet Club. That's really good stuff.
Yeah, I saw AJ called Prince Balor called him Prince last week. I saw that clip.
Yep.
Also, I was about to get to that too. Also, on that same token, here we are talking about, you know, AEW and WWE buying AAA and all this stuff, and we're talking about all these other things and how things are happening and things are changing.
It's kind of funny now that CML is the only big Lucha Libre company now. It's Mexican.
Well, yeah, but WWE is paying really close attention to the AEW
CMLL show because they want to try to nab some of the CMLL wrestlers.
Because they sold out the Mexican stadium. Mexico City Stadium, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
It sold out in minutes. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
There's Josh, if you ever come down here, I don't know if it's still open, but there's a restaurant. I swear to God, on the other side, like 5 minutes from my house, there's a Mexican restaurant, and it's all Lucha Libre shit in there.
Oh, nice.
I have to go back
because most Mexicans do not like the WWE style.
No,
they don't.
It's but there's an autograph Mil Mascaris mask in there. I saw that, and I was trying. You guys know who Hammerstone is? Alex Hammerstone.
Yeah.
So
Actually,
he lives here, right? And I've seen him post pictures on his X account. Like that motherfucker. I think he lives really close to me. He was going to EOS Fitness. I'm trying to find him, but I was trying to talk him when he was in the MLW. I'm like, look, man, you gotta do. He was right. He was having a feud with Mil Mascaris, if I remember correctly. And I'm like, you gotta go to this restaurant right here and tear it up or something. But he never responded. But if you ever come down here, we'll go.
I don't think you should reach for that.
Alex Hammerstone is coming to Chicago.
The MLW
Friday.
show.
No, is he going to be at the MLW?
I think so.
Okay, I actually get to be there. No, that'll be Saturday. So I'm actually going there Saturday. So
first time I saw MLW was on New Year's Eve a few years ago. Because you guys know I'm very honest when it comes to the television I watch. So there's a channel called BN Sports at the time. They're British. And they were having, it's New Year's Eve, and I don't go out because I don't like dealing with drunk assholes and stuff like that. But they had Major League Wrestling, I'd never heard of it. And there was a marathon, and I put it on, and that was the first time I saw it. This is pre-AEW. I saw MJF. And Hammerstone and Rich Holiday, and they were a faction.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
I can't think of the name of the faction, and that Alicia girl had just started. She was starting her own faction as well, but she was a ring announcer. What's her name? I think she's MJF's girlfriend, that Alicia chick.
Alicia Tout?
Yes. And Jim Cornette was on commentary.
Yep. So again, because he was doing a thing back then.
Because the guy who runs MLW, is that still
Court?
Who is it?
I think it's Court.
Yeah.
Hold on. I want to say it's Court. I'm not 100%.
I know they're in partnership with CMLL. So
I really liked MLW. I really liked it until they started pushing fucking Microman, and it just turned me off. Because it's not. There's a place for it. You can't have your midget be your lead. I can't. I was doing the Bobby Heenan in my brain every time I saw him. I turned it off.
Yeah. Court Bauer owns MLW along with Jared St. Laurent.
Oh well, right now they got Microman and GC. GCW's got Microman right now.
So what do you guys think of Thekla signing with AEW?
Who is this?
Thekla. She's in Stardom. She just signed. She left AEW. She left Stardom. The thing is, she can speak English. She's from Austria too. She spent most of her time in Japan, even during the pandemic. That's why she wrestled in Stardom and everything. And now she's married, dating Clark Connors, and who happens to be in the Bullet Club. He's an American, so she wants to,
I gotta tell you, if you want to know something about me as a wrestling fan, what's deeply frustrating, and I don't know how to explain this without sounding like a complete dick. I don't. But I think Clark Connors is incredible. I saw him in New Japan when he was in that dojo, and I like I saw that he was coming to AEW and he put on that cowboy hat, was doing a gimmick. But when I see a wrestler, and I'm being totally prejudiced about this, what I'm about to say, but if I'm taller than you, I just can't get behind it. It's hard for me. I'm trying to be totally fair, but Clark Connors and Pac. And it's I'm tall. I'm a foot taller than you guys. A foot. It's hard for me to take you as a badass, or I have to take you as. It's I've tried to shed that Vince McMahon mold of.
Hold on, let me show you something. I'm a huge Vikingo fan and everything, and this guy.
It just like I said, the size doesn't really bother me at all. I like the big guy. I like the big guys, and I like the fast, small guys. They both have something different to offer to the table, in my opinion.
There's truth to that.
Yeah.
You know what it is? You know what it is, Phil? Yep. You know what it is? It's when they,
It's
I
like
think that
I'm a
there's,
huge Vikingo fan, but shit, I'm at least a half a foot taller than him,
What are you saying, country?
and that's my mom standing next to him.
yep.
But before we go any further, should we give props to Darby Allin for doing the kickflip on top of Mount Everest?
I do have a rant on him too, but that's a whole different thing. So
Yeah.
I think the thing is, Phil, I think the disconnect with me with smaller wrestlers is when they're competing for world heavyweight championship, because I know it's kayfabe and all that stuff, but I believe in the classification of weights when it comes to like certain things.
Like a cruiserweight, heavyweight style, make it more realistic.
I think with
Mysterio going against Brock Lesnar.
So yes, because you're trying in wrestling, you have to you can't suspend belief that far for me. So I think if you're gonna book, like when Rey Mysterio won the championship, for example, if you're gonna book that, his win has to be so enormous and it has to tell such an amazing story, and he has to do it with some crazy help, in my opinion. I think that when you put smaller wrestlers over bigger wrestlers and there's a substantial size difference, I think that I just can't shake it, that I just can't get into it too much. And I've tried, because like I said, like Chris Benoit was a shorter guy, but I believed him as a fucking ruthless badass. Taz was a short guy, but Taz was extremely thick, and he was using submission holds, so it made him more believable that he could fucking choke anybody out.
And Brian too.
But when you're like Darby Allin, when he does the coffin drop, I've taken shits heavier than him. Like, I just can't. I can't see him as a world champion ever. He's got to be a mid-carder, if that makes sense. That's the way I've always seen it. You know, and Darby Allin, if I was AEW, if I was Tony Khan, my little rant on him is, any wrestler working for me, you're climbing Mount Everest, you're not on my roster. You need to be here working. I don't know. I just couldn't do it. I'm paying you that much money. You can't be doing kickflips off the fucking giant mountain in the world. You're going to kill yourself. You want to be a stuntman, go do it.
Hell, he's climbing that mountain. He's planting the AEW flag at the top, you know. That's no small feat, man.
No. But I got a question for you though. I'm reading something right here. Where'd it go? How do y'all feel about El Grande Americano becoming the speed champion?
I'll say this about speed. I like it because I actually think it's one of the most brilliant things they've ever done, because people have TikTok brain. They have short attention spans, and to squeeze those matches into 3 minutes, I think you can't waste any time. Even though in wrestling you can tell a story, but that's like ideal for athleticism. I do think they need to put that on TV though. They need to show him with that belt on TV, because if they don't put that belt on regular TV, nobody's gonna fucking follow it.
Yeah,
I think they're this close with that.
Because a lot of casual fans do have a short attention span, especially when it comes to wrestling. Some of them don't like the 30-minute, 20-minute, match.
And the thing is about that speed championship, they're over announcing the people who's holding the champions, but yet when they're on screen on Raw or SmackDown, you don't see these guys with the title.
Right.
Like,
they need to have it. I agree with that.
Andrade held it for how many months did Andrade hold it for?
Yeah, it was like shit. He was technically he was a champion, and nobody even knew it.
Even Ricochet, he was the first.
They need to wear that belt.
Ricochet.
If there's a segment on TV and they're involved, they need to have that.
Yeah.
You got to put that
I don't
belt
think
over.
Ricochet gives a shit, because he's getting a lot of heat on Twitter.
How do y'all feel about this one? How y'all feel about the Evolve getting titles finally?
It's about time. They did have titles before they were bought by WWE.
So what they gonna do? This champion men women tag team champion men women.
I don't know. And
I
they're
even
also,
heard a person got released because they didn't want to be on Evolve. From what I heard.
Well, you do what you're told when you're getting paid. It's that simple. You got to show up for work.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wrestlers have this luxury of just
bad.
being able to tell people to F off, and that is mind blowing to me. Bobby Heenan was smart about that.
Oh yeah.
He said, like I was watching a shoot with him, and he said, there are wrestlers out there that would want to be champion for $500 instead of job every night for $1,000. Dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. It's a show, you know. The only reason that a wrestler would want to refuse something like that, but if you're in the wrestling business, you're going to travel. You know, like I can't imagine you're in a contract. You got to do it. This ain't WCW, pal. You got to show up.
Well, I mean, not only that, though, man. Think about it like this. Like the whole example for Cora Jade saying that the performance center, this, that, and the other, body shaming, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. Cameron Grimes came out and said the opposite, like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, this, that, and the other, WWE, blah blah blah, did this, this, and this.
So she said body shaming. Now, you know what Cora Jade did, right?
Well, I know she was having didn't she have like a bunch of different relationships with people there?
Nope. You know what she did as soon as she got fired?
Went on Instagram, didn't she?
Close. There you go. I don't want to hear it. If you're gonna bitch about body shaming and then put yourself on the internet for nude for money, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to hear you. Because and you'll make 10 times more money doing that, but it's like you talk out both.
She says she's also going to grind the indies when her non-compete clause is up.
Why do you think Mandy Rose never came back? She made 100 times more money doing less physical labor. God bless America. Land of the free, home of the whopper. That's how we roll here.
I think she's enjoying her retirement from what I've seen.
Yes.
I did see this though. The last thing I'll say about wrestling, I was watching I caught a little bit of Raw and I saw Rusev came back.
Yep.
But I saw him cut a promo and I saw the flashes of Miro. And if he sticks with that, that will be can't miss for me. You'll have country's favorite guy out there. Because his Miro gimmick was one of my favorites in years. When he was talking about his wife and thanking God for his sex with his wife and stuff like that. That was world class shit. I need more of that. So if he's gonna do that, I'll be all in. Put the belt on now.
I think he's bringing a little bit of that. I don't think he could do 100% of what he had in AEW over to WWE, but he's bringing just a little bit of it. And actually, I'm good with that.
Yeah,
I did like that match he had with Hobbs and everything. The last match he had was Powerhouse Top was a meat fest. I like the fan. I couldn't help but laugh my ass off when the fans were yelling "meat" a lot.
They yell "meat" wherever Hobbs is in the ring now, man. They yell "meat" wherever he shows up, dude. So I like that.
Hell yeah, bring that meat. He's like, hell yeah, damn right, I bring that meat.
So what I have done recently, since I was so angry and everything, I put
meat.
I put my creative juices to good use.
I love the way.
Oh, nice.
When Big
Star?
did that big man slap meat. That was just laughing. He's just like big meaty man slap meat.
There's my other one.
Oh,
so Indy cars, huh?
Yeah.
You're down in Mobile, right?
Yep.
I was gonna say they had the Indy cars in Birmingham last week.
Yeah, I heard. Uh-oh.
That's what she said.
Well, if Rusev does, he doesn't have to go full Miro, but as long as he's cutting promos in that same
style.
I don't know. I don't want to say that. I want to say that character to where he's, as long as Rusev Day never returns, and he does
the Redeemer.
His talking to God is this. It's just unmatched. Like, it was so fresh when that came out because he was, he went over there and he was the best friend or the best man, and then
The best man.
he just went like I can't stop fawning over that character. Like, I was so bummed when he was off TV because he was just electric, telling people how he's just basically gonna so thankful to God for his wife. Like, it's just, I don't know. It was different. It wasn't, I'm here for this, I'm here for that. It was, I'm so in touch with my spiritual self, and I'm going to take I don't know. It's great.
I'm gonna take it out on everybody around me.
Take it around with me, then I go home and have sex with my beautiful wife.
Yeah. Like, fucking right you do. Like, that's exactly how you feel.
And I got that one to build too.
Nice.
I've been building the shit out of these things since Sunday. I built them 3 and
You gonna race them?
they're Legos, man.
Oh, they're Legos?
Ooh.
I thought you bought the
Well, Juice Robinson's coming back.
Yeah. No, I had to put the stickers on them and everything, dude. Look at that.
Give me
So, George, you coming on?
Versus Gunther. Give me Rusev versus Gunther in a street
Ooh,
fight.
that's gonna be that would be a good match.
Give me that on
We're
SummerSlam.
not getting that. We're not getting that. We're getting Goldberg versus Gunther. You didn't know that?
No.
It's a true story. True story.
So let me ask you this, Phil. So you don't like Goldberg?
I used to, but I don't like him now. Don't like him now. He's too old.
So
Dude,
that's
that's like
fair.
saying Jericho's too old, bro. Come on, man.
Well, after when he, I just don't like what the stuff he's done. Like when he was the reason why Bray Wyatt, lost the title, and also the reason why Kevin Owens lost the Universal title. Backstage politics bullshit.
But is that so? There's two sides to that. While I agree with you on one of those, I agree with you on the Kevin Owens one. I didn't think that was the right call. But but Bray Wyatt to me is not main event. I was here. He won the championship here in that Elimination Chamber. I was there for that. But I just didn't see Bray Wyatt. Like, if your character like that, or The Undertaker,
You don't need a title.
or Kane, you can't. Yeah, I just don't think that those are championship. Because you're trying to establish your championship has to mean something, and like Goldberg winning it, he shouldn't have won it. But I don't think that Bray Wyatt should have had it for as long as he did. I can't believe he won that Elimination Chamber.
Actually, to tell you the truth, his title reign was not even that long.
No, he lost it the next month at Mania.
Yeah, because and that's because of the allegations of him cheating on his wife with that ring announcer, which is
JoJo.
which became his with JoJo, and which became his girlfriend and had more kids with. But that's the reason why he had to drop the title, because all the controversy over that.
But I think the thing with Bray Wyatt, like, all right, so
he had a lot to give to the business, though. He had a great mind for the business,
great creativity too.
But did you guys like the cinema matches during the pandemic?
Well, that what can we do with that, But he did have a great mind for the business, but what it was is that he was being held back by Vince a lot. Then, right when he was about to break out, he got sick, and with all his creativity, it's a shame. That was a big loss. And in the future, I would have willing to bet after he was done with all his stuff, he would have been the next Dusty Rhodes. He would have been a next Dusty Rhodes.
It's a lot to say, Josh.
But we'll never know because it didn't happen, unfortunately. He was struck down in the prime of his life, literally. Him and the great lone Brody Lee.
That was another creative one right there too, and nobody knew it.
I love the way he made fun of Vince and in his character, Mr. Brody Lee. It was just hilarious.
Actually, he did not like that. Hey, what's going on?
Vince did not like it though.
Brody Lee didn't like the first couple things about mimicking Vince McMahon. He actually did not like it. He wanted to be his own character, and actually he did. He became his own character.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And I thought it was pretty funny. They tried to get Dustin Rhodes to join the Dark Order by becoming 7.
That was pretty funny, actually.
Oh God, that was pretty funny when Evil Uno did that.
Evil Uno is a funny man, dude.
I
loved
it. I miss him when him and the Dark Order were on Being the Elite. They were like one of the funniest things about BTE.
Yeah, I agree.
I even loved it when Mikey Ito purposely joined the Dark Order and stuff. Like, surprise, motherfuckers! Yeah.
How did y'all like about Monkey Ito taking on Masha Slamovich? I mean, not Masha Slamovich, but Effie.
That was pretty crazy. She said she wanted to rip his dick.
Yeah, but before we go any further, Fuego del Sol is no longer to be mentioned ever again.
He's dead now.
His name is KJ Orso.
Isn't he from Mobile?
Yes, KJ Orso's from Mobile. Yep.
The luchador from Mobile, Alabama. Goddamn. Anything can happen in the World Wrestling Federation.
Or in professional wrestling.
In the world wrestling industry, yeah. And tonight, gentlemen, we're represented from Alabama, Mississippi.
Roll Tide.
We're represented from Arizona, Indiana, and Louisiana. This is fucking great, sirs. This is fucking wonderful.
Damn. The Yankee of the group.
I was going to say, Phil, I was trying to go through my brain for heavyweight championships of people that aren't big. And there was one title reign that I did enjoy from somebody who's not massive.
Bow Backlund?
No. God, I'm not that old. That's Josh.
Well, I ain't that fucking old either.
Bow Backlund was in the 80s, man.
You know who it is? No, it's going to be shocking, but it was The Miz. Because he did.
Terrible.
Nope. Hold on. Because as world champion, first of all, they made John Cena. They gave him somebody to chase. And then he was the ultimate cowardly heel that kept pulling it off because he wasn't bigger than those guys. So I think if you're going to be a skinny, small guy and be champion, you've got to be a weasel like that. You can't be the good guy. You cannot be you can't be Lance Storm. You've got to be somebody you're fucking so mad that they win. And then they cut a great promo. You know, I mean, to Miz's credit, he does cut a promo, and he's a company man, you know. But like his world championship reign, everybody was like, "Get this motherfucker out of here," and that's exactly what you want to get in your nuclear heat. Because you look at him and you're like, "I could beat his ass. Why can't anybody else?"
I thought it was pretty funny when that little girl was mad.
Yeah.
When I still remember that. There's still memes about that kid too.
Yeah, like that's good stuff. If you're gonna be a smaller guy, you have to be the dirtiest, cheatingest motherfucker to win the world title. And he held on to it. Like, didn't he retain against Cena at Mania? And it just pissed people off even more. That's good booking there.
But it was with The Rock's help, though.
But here, before we all do this, I want to say welcome to the show, Jordan.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Little Cage home.
What's up? How's your day going?
Bro, I was so tired I had to take a nap. I'm just waking up, so I am in quiet mode.
Oh yeah, so I found out about Tetsuya Naito, by the way, Jordan. He's gonna take some time off to get some surgery.
He has to, man. I mean, when you push, you can't push your body. We all know wrestling. We all know professional athletes. If you keep pushing and working injured and keep going, there's nothing left. I mean, the man is legally blind. They told him your next surgery. There's no more help. Yep. All it can do is hold the one eye, what you have left. He is legally blind. Both knees are shot. The man is like, how he can stand up and take bumps in the ring without hollering is beyond me. And we know New Japan, you can't be on no drugs. He needs to chill for at least a year. Then maybe he could come back, do some sporadic stuff. Maybe bounce around to the Indies, you know, a match a month, but he's got to chill. I mean, Tanahashi's he's almost worse than Tanahashi right now. And both of them, the knees are
I think that's
shot.
why Tanahashi, I think that's why Tanahashi is retiring, because he doesn't want to end up,
the man
like Mr. Tranquilo.
The man could barely watch Tanahashi in the last year and a half. He could barely walk across that ring. He could barely jump over the ropes for the high fly flow.
If I'm correct, also, I think I even joke around sometimes. Like, I think Naito has trouble finding where the ring is at sometimes, and our friend in our little chat, I think Genghis says, "Will you stop?"
No wonder he walks to the ring so slow.
Yeah.
Is he having surgery to get his eye round?
Yeah, he's getting eye surgery on his left eye.
Well, no, that's because he
good night, everybody. It's nice.
I thought what I said was bad earlier. Holy shit.
Hey, Josh, you know what tranquilo means, right?
Just because he is Latin descent doesn't mean he understands all the Spanish words.
My Espanol is Paquito, all right?
His Espanol is...
Calm down.
Yeah.
I can't believe you still bet Mina, by the way.
Well, hey, I actually started, paying attention. I could understand a lot more than I could speak, so...
But yeah. Him meeting Mina though, that's the highlight of his life right now, Bill. Okay, that's the highlight of his life. And plus, he lives in Chicago, so I mean, he gets to meet a lot more cool people than we do down here in the shithole of the Gulf.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna. This weekend I know I'm gonna meet.
We don't care.
Yeah. You will. Yeah, you will when I show the autograph off.
Yeah.
What's his name? Mr. 420, the New Age 420. What's his name?
Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle. There you go. He's gonna be at MLW. So
he was a good New Japan TV champion. Just he decided to stick to marijuana though, instead of
Hey man, don't be. Hey, that's the man's life choice.
I'm not hating him. It just sucks. The side. Because I understand because New Japan don't weed and stuff.
Well, look at it like this. Go ahead.
Actually, and I know, speaking of Rob Van Dam, I know he's got his own promotion going on called Only Wrestlers.
It's called what?
So
Only Wrestlers.
It's called Only Wrestlers. They're having a show in Chicago, and I know
Katie Forbes.
ICP is going to be there.
Yeah.
Then it's not Only Wrestlers.
Huh?
Speaking.
But no, he had some good wrestlers. It's gonna be well, I don't know if he's wrestling, but
no,
he's gonna be there. His wife's gonna be there.
His girlfriend, not his wife. His girlfriend. His girlfriend.
His wife. I thought he was his wife.
The guy from ICP. Jesus Christ! I can't.
Violent J.
Yeah, Violent J is gonna be there. Kalisto is gonna be there.
Jalistico, not Kalisto. Jalistico.
Yeah.
I just thought of a great gimmick. You can make fun of Violent J by having somebody come in and they're Silent J.
Just look like Jay.
So basically, they would be a mime.
No, they're deaf. Silent J.
But what's her name? Tessa Blanchard. There you go. She's gonna be there.
Yeah, she's gonna be there.
She's pretty cool.
But speaking of ICP, they'll be here in Mobile next Friday.
Well, they'll fit right in down there.
Performing or
performing.
Wrestling.
Performing.
Oh, okay. Good.
I'm gonna come up with a Silent J gimmick.
There you go.
Have to check a little makeup and just dress up as Silent Bob.
No, come out there with the he's got a big hearing aid because he can't hear.
Or do what Eminem did: bring a freaking blow-up doll and paint his face up and call it Violent Gay, or Violent Gay or Silent Gay, some shit like that. I was like, wow, that's fucked up.
I know y'all ain't laughing, but it just made me laugh. Like if he cut a promo on Silent J and he can't respond to him because I gotta stop.
That's some birds.
Good night, everybody.
That's Jim Herd style booking, like ding dongs, the hunchbacks. We got to stay away from Ric Flair's.
But it ends up with Silent J like putting Violent J through a table or something. I don't know. It would just be funny.
I thought it was pretty funny, like how when Jim Cornette, some of the ICP guys, Howard Stern guys were there, and apparently there was some guy, some crackhead making weird sounds like
Yeah. Listen, Silent J can't be worse than Scott Steiner putting Beetlejuice in the Steiner recliner.
That was pretty funny, actually.
I thought it was pretty funny when Beetlejuice got hit in the head with the guitar, with Jeff Jarrett's guitar. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, because he called him Slapnuts.
It's Mr. Slapnuts.
Dude, Jeff Jarrett, man, people don't understand how good Jeff Jarrett, the actual performer, really truly is.
Oh, I've heard Jeff Jarrett's a nice guy though.
He's an extremely nice guy, dude. He's very, very, very well spoken, and he's just good at playing. He's great at playing a heel. To me personally, dude, I prefer his face run more so than his heel stuff. And people consider the Blue Blazer a heel character. I just think he was misunderstood. I liked it. I actually enjoyed it, even though it ended badly for one person, but I still enjoyed the actual Blue Blazer gimmick.
It was getting good too when he was doing that shit, because he was telling people to drink their milk. He was trying to rip off Hogan.
Dude, and it was so good.
Take your money and drink their milk. Woo!
Did anybody watch the Ric Flair's final match when they did people one night and the heat that Jarrett got as his opponent? Did anybody?
Yes.
Jeff Jarrett had the most old school. I mean, he's from the town and he was the heel because Flair's retirement. Jeff and Karen had the most heat I've seen since some early 90s local shit. Those people wanted to legit kill them coming down to the ring.
Yeah.
That takes skill.
Yeah. I mean, it reminded me of, I think the year before that, whenever Matt Cardona showed up in New Jersey at GCW and took on Nick Gage. Holy fuck, dude. That whole damn crowd was ready to beat the living fuck out of Matt Cardona.
Oh, yeah.
He threw tons of shit at the ring when he beat Matt Cardona for the GCW championship.
Yeah, when he beat Nick Gage. Dude, I watched that shit. And then Dave Meltzer's like, oh, it was a work. Dude, you can't make that many people hate you.
First of all, it's like the one thing about GCW is like they don't have guardrails.
And dude, there was literally security. There was literally security guiding Cardona to the ring.
Yeah.
And when he got in the ring, there was still people trying to grab at him. Like whenever he was outside the ring, he'd look at him like, "What the fuck?" And he even rolled back in the ring and looking at the people like, "Y'all know this?" Yeah,
the heat that I can see that I can recall that was bloodthirsty like that was Cena at One Night Stand. I mean,
he wins, we riot.
Yeah, that crowd was. If you watch his entrance, Rob Van Dam was even talking about it the other day. If you watch the entrance, when Cena first turns to the crowd and throws his shirt the first time, the way they're looking at him, like it was just.
Sorry guys, my
buddy Tony was there for that event. He said him and his friend went to that show and they said, "Damn, he even said the crowd wanted to kill Cena.
They should have put him over. I would have called an audible and put him over just for that reason. I would have, Rob Van Dam. They should have put Cena over. When they're that riled up, you've got to push them over the edge a little more and leave them pissed off, because then they're going to be cussing you out on the internet, and then you get that vibe next week. I can't believe they fucking did it in the ECW arena. Boy, that would have been nuclear booking.
But there's a reason that they stuck with what they did, and that was Vince had made the decision that Rob was going to go over, and they were going to slowly move him into the WWE World Title picture. This is before him and Sabu got in trouble and they removed him, but they weren't going to change that for another reason as well. Vince was looking, he saw how good the ECW the year before had been. The one night stand, and he really wanted to go hard in on it on making another promotion as well. So he was pushing to capture that ECW, even though we know it wasn't as good. He was pushing to bring those fans over, to bring ECW back. So there was a plan, that they were like, we're gonna go with Van Dam as ECW's top guy and try to get him in our main event scene between Cena and an Edge. That's what they were trying to do. So it makes logical sense.
They were trying to separate the entertainment fans from the wrestling fans.
And I love how Paul Heyman came out there and gave him the belt on the very first Sci-Fi show. He just hand delivered the WWE ECW title to him.
Yep.
Yeah.
The other person that I saw that got
ECW belt, not the WWE belt. ECW.
Then Rhino, on the very next taping of TNA Impact, went out there and he said, "How dare you have a title when I'm the last actual heavyweight title?"
He was,
dude. And then he took that belt,
championship,
threw it in the trash, dude. I was like, wow.
And burnt it.
The best.
Well, actually, I don't think he really burnt it, but I remember that. Yeah.
At a non-WWE show, or at a non-indie show, because you can get heat like crazy at indie shows. But King of the Ring one year, Jerry Lawler, they're in Milwaukee, and he's walking to the ring, and he's cutting promos on the fans. And it's the funniest shit ever. I love that Memphis style, like, ridicule heat. And, like, he's walking the ring. I think it was a preliminary match, or it wasn't. It was for nothing. But he was, like, he's calling these women hookers and stuff like that.
Streetwalkers. Like, hey, he's like, how much money did you make tonight on the street? I was like, the fuck, dude? He's like, it wasn't enough because you're here.
Wisconsin is not exactly known for their beautiful women.
You got that right.
I'll tell you. I'm
Man,
about to go because I gotta get to bed because I gotta work in the morning. But I will say this. I tell people this all the time. There is Wisconsin and Alabama are the same places, and I'll tell you why.
Wow.
I'm gonna tell you why. Both like hunting, both like fishing, both like college football, and both like beer. The only difference is climate and accent. That's it. It's the same shit. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Does Wisconsin really like their college football? I think they like their Green Bay Packers a lot more.
No, they like, if you get time, go Google Wisconsin House of Pain third quarter. At the end of the third quarter of every home game, they play jump around.
Yeah.
And Camp Randall is the name of the football stadium. It's full. So Wisconsin and Alabama, what do? Drink, watch football, hunt. Fish, all that game and shit, farming. It's the same. I've been to both places. It's the same shit, except it gets cold in Wisconsin.
Milwaukee's actually a nice city, dude. I've been to Milwaukee. I actually like Milwaukee.
Been to Milwaukee a couple times.
I like Milwaukee. It's clean, dude. It's actually one of the cleanest cities I've ever been in.
You know what Milwaukee's got? Nice tools.
Not only that, they do have nice tools, but dude, that is one of the nicest cities I've ever been in. And I was downtown, right there by the Harley Davidson museum, right beside the Bucks gym, or whatever you want to call it, arena. And right down the road is the Brewers where they played.
Yeah, Miller Park.
Yeah, dude.
Same place. Honest, Alabama's the same way. As soon as you leave Milwaukee, you go through those county roads with letters on them. County Road H, County Road C.
Dude, Madison, Wisconsin smelled like a dumpster fire, bro, of nothing but boo-boo. It was god-awful. It smelled like cow manure.
That's the entire reason why. It's a bunch of cows.
God almighty, dude.
Madison's question on that. All right, I understand you smell like cow manure like you had the rodeo. That's one thing. But there's no way that's worse than the streets of New Orleans with piss and shit of humans.
Bro, that's only on Bourbon Street, though, man.
Stop you.
It can't smell worse than India. It can't smell worse than India.
Oh, jeez. And on that note, good night, everybody.
All right, I'm leaving for real though. I got to get some sleep. Y'all take care. Roll Tide. I'll talk to you soon.
Oh no!
All
no.
right, later.
No roll
Oh,
tide, man.
Oh yes, yes. No, see, since I know you're probably an LSU fan, but yeah, I got a Crimson Tide tattoo. Right
That's
there,
a
brother.
horrible tattoo you have there. Horrible tattoo. You should be an
Jordan
Irish.
LSU is a Tiger fan.
It's lonely at the top, man. It's
Hey,
lonely
Yeah,
at the top.
Hey,
You know what the,
you
you know what the worst part is? I was there when he got that.
The funny thing about you saying you're lonely at the top, when you up in the top, when was the last time? 4 years ago?
2020.
Yeah.
2020.
5 years ago? Yeah, okay.
What happened?
Where were we?
You
Where
know,
were we? Second?
Iowa and all them.
Second last year?
What?
Second last year? I like being, I mean, at least we're relevant. At least the SEC hasn't failed.
You're Auburn, right?
Who?
What are you, Mike? Auburn?
God, no. Don't you ever insult me like that, dude. Jesus, man. Good Lord.
Auburn's
He's a
got
good
those.
game.
Hey, Lee County's got those fat women, boy. Auburn is just like a whole like.
Hey,
That's how Auburn they
Auburn's a
celebrate.
whole different low, man.
They
Phil,
they,
all
they
about
celebrate
this, bro.
by they throw fucking toilet paper on their own trees and think that they're that's what they need to donate that toilet paper to India. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like instead of wasting it on these big old trees at Toomer's Corner, give it to the give it to Jinder Mahal and just take it onto that side.
Wow, bro. Wow. See, I'm an Irish fan. I am a Notre Dame Fighting Irish fan. Been a
You ever
fan.
been to South Bend?
No, I haven't. I want to see touchdown.
I have been to a game there. You know what South Bend is like? It's
Mobile,
a
Alabama.
dehydrated. It's a dehydrated Mobile, Alabama. That's exactly right. I've been to your neck of the woods. My first college football game was at Notre Dame. I saw him play Washington. It's a nice stadium. South Bend, the campus is gorgeous, but the second you leave the campus, it's Detroit. Like we ain't having it. It's like going to Josh's house.
What the?
Wow,
live
bro. Wow,
I can
man.
say that. I was born in the city you live in.
Hey, you know what? It has actually changed a lot. It's actually shit. It's a lot better. It got a lot better around here now. So
I saw that they tore down the liquor store there where your mom used to work on Northcott.
They throw that one down. Yeah.
That building's gone.
This is real.
Josh's mom sold me beer when I was underage. True story.
High five on that one, country. High five, bro.
I thought this was my bad. Vomit and beer.
No, that's actually a true story. So
I mean, I thought it was a work. It's a shoot. It's a shoot.
No.
It's a shoot.
That's
man.
true story.
That's a high five.
And it's also true that I've
That's
never
actually-
ever. It's true that I've paid for every pay-per-view.
Huh?
I've paid for every
That's a
pay-per-view.
work. That's a
Nope.
work there.
I have
country.
paid. I
That's-
have receipts. Josh has come over to my house and seen me pay these cable bills. Right? He's come over for every
the
pay-per-view.
cable bill, but not the actual box, the other box that was connected to it. You know.
Well, I mean,
that
sounds like a
a
skill issue. Sounds like a skill issue, I guess, on their behalf.
it's a technicality, is what you're trying
That's
to
correct.
say. It's a
I mean,
technicality.
if you're going to put it out there, I'm going to watch it, you know? So thanks for the free feeds. All right.
Josh, Mr. I haven't bought a pay-per-view since 1997.
I have every
This
single
guy
one.
right here.
That's cool, man. Later, country. But no, man.
Later.
So the crazy thing, man, that happened over the week, besides this past Saturday night and Sunday and whatever.
It was hilarious, though, Jordan. Like I basically accused my co-commentator of being abducted by aliens, and I should have said this. Like, if I was a nurse, I said, "Are you sure you haven't been probed in a certain way?" We're not talking about that.
I must have missed part of that conversation.
Nah.
Apparently, there was a
right in the
wrestler
beginning,
that was abducted by aliens, and apparently, like I was accusing my co-commentator of abducted by aliens and everything, and I was like, "Are you sure you've not been abducted by aliens or probed in any certain way?" We're not talking about that.
If I come to that one of those shows, and I get to do commentary, I'm gonna fucking bring that up to. It's like there's a rumor you've been probed by aliens, man. Is that true, man? Like, what's going on?
We're not talking. Did Phil tell you that?
I honestly don't believe he will be back.
Who, Phil?
No.
Oh,
Frank.
Oh, Frank. Oh, okay. Well, that's a whole nother story. So, what else is going on in wrestling?
It's actually the guy was trained by Kevin Kelly too. The guy actually met Kevin Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of reminded me of Kevin Kelly the way he was doing commentary, though, especially with the suit and the glasses. Big guy, though.
So, we had like a bunch of releases going on. Actually, Dynamite was actually pretty good. This, from what I watched, I actually fell asleep halfway through. Well, not because of boredom, because I was just tired.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what it is, man. I was the same way, dude. I worked all day. I came in and I crashed, bro. And I woke up and then I ate and I took care of some stuff.
It started out with a face off between. I like how it started out with a face off between Ospreay and Hangman,
which they were finally, good. They cut both good promos, and it was like actually finally starting to tell a story, which I'm good with. Then I think the first match was the Fatal 4-Way, right, with the women.
I think so.
Yeah,
and also Don Callis. Don Callis also interrupted Hangman and Ospreay, and apparently I forgot.
What else? That's pretty much what I caught. I think after that, I passed out, and the next thing I know is like, hey, we're getting ready to start the show. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, I also found out Mina is still the reason why Mina hasn't been on TV yet, because she's still preparing for moving from Japan to the US and everything.
Visa issues.
Yeah. So
she is gonna be at the New Japan show though this Friday.
I think that's her final show, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's for the New Japan Strong Women's Championship, so she's gonna be there
against Mercedes.
Yep.
That's going to be fun. That's going to be real fun.
I just hope he wins, but I'm not counting my chickens.
Nina ain't winning. They're going to feed Mercedes until, like, you ain't going to be able to stop that. You ain't going to be able to. You can't overfeed that woman. She's going to take everything she can. When it's all over, she better put over and make a new star in AEW, or I'm looking at Charlotte 2.0 if she pulls a Rhea Ripley. Like, she better make somebody. With all these belts they're giving her and squashing Athena's streak and all of this garbage, she better make somebody new, or I don't want to see you on my television anymore. She better make a star for them.
I mean, I supported her when she left WWE, you know. I was one of the few people that supported her.
Me too.
Likewise.
Yeah.
But, like, what is she doing besides hogging all the titles and just building herself up to where Tony
That's
Khan,
that's the reason why I don't want her to win this fucking tournament. I don't want her
to win it either.
She don't need to be hogging all the titles.
She don't need that belt from Tony Storm. She don't.
No, they need to put Tony Storm over. They really do. It'll make Tony Storm legit.
But Tony Storm's already up there. I mean, she doesn't need. Yes, she should win, but Mercedes needs to put over some new young, like who's what's her name in AEW? I don't know her status right now. The bigger girl. She thought she was an alien at first, but she's like
Chris Statlander.
Yeah.
They need to make a new star for the company, or are they doing nothing here? Mercedes is just collected titles and a huge paycheck. If Tony Khan got any brilliance, he's somebody who deserves it. Some up and comer that's good enough to wrestle. They need to use
Megan Bain will actually destroy her.
That's what I was about to say. Thank you, Josh. That you stole my point.
And also, we know that Will Ospreay is winning it all in.
I got a question for y'all. Isn't when's the next UK show for? Isn't the New Japan show for AEW going to be in Wembley this year? Isn't that what they said?
Yes, Wembley Stadium. Forbidden Door's going to be in Wembley.
Y'all know.
Not at Wembley. It's not at Wembley. It's in UK, but it's not at Wembley.
Oh, the O2 Arena. O2, which is still big, but y'all know what they're gearing up for that, right? Y'all know they're gonna want Ospreay and Jamie Hayter in those main events.
But Jamie Hayter is no. I mean,
She lost some of her momentum because she had visa issues. That's why.
yeah.
But she's slowly getting that back.
She's supposed to be close to being healthy again, and all of that stuff too. I mean, I don't see how they don't. I mean,
Now she's in a feud with Mercedes and everything. She's facing her Jade Cargill. Oh my god, fuck.
Wow, Phil, you ate some WWE Kool-Aid or something? Wow.
No, but she's facing Mercedes Monet at. She's facing Mercedes at the
Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing. Yeah, so she's calling her looking like a Daphne Velma Scooby-Doo looking character. I thought that was kind of funny though. Kind of like when The Rock called John Cena Fruity Pebbles.
I will tell you this, man. There's 3 women that stand out to me that need to be pushed by AEW, and I mean that literally pushed by AEW. One of them being Harley Cameron.
Harley Cameron, yes.
Megan Bayne. And the third one is Sky Blue. When she becomes healthy.
I think she's coming back from injury, though, Sky Blue.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When she becomes healthy, they need to push those 3 women. Now, and I'm not trying to say Julia Hart ain't worthy of being pushed. I'm not trying to say that what's her name?
You also have Thekla coming in from Stardom as well.
And dude needs to get pushed more.
Hold on. That whole thing about Thekla. There has been rumors and there's been sayings that she's went to WWE, then it got changed to AEW. But this is the only fact that remains true. She's headed to the United States.
Actually, there was a symbol of the toxic spider on AEW tonight. There's giving clues about her tonight. So
the most I've heard is that higher ups in AEW believe she might be headed their way. Just like they said, the higher ups believe that Mariah May is leaving for WWE. AEW higher ups believe that too.
But I will say this about Mariah May though. I wouldn't have left. I wouldn't be trying to leave.
Difficult to. I mean, Phil knows. I know Phil likes her. I liked her work ethic in Stardom. She's young. I said, let's hope she's not another pretty face. Let's see if she can pull like Tiffany Stratton and be good in the ring. They're not bad, but I can see her. I can see this woman saying, I want to go to WWE and be a bigger star than the rest. I could see it up here. I could see her saying, I don't want to wrestle forever. I want to be a bigger, unlike a Stephanie McCurry that's like, I want to go where the top wrestling company is and make all the money. I understand that. I can see Mariah May going that not acting, but that she wants that WWE attention. I could see
it's on Fightful Select right now.
AEW for Thekla?
Yep, it's been confirmed. She signed.
Now, I got a question for you, Phil. Can this woman speak English?
Yeah, she can.
Yes.
All right. I've seen her wrestle. She's no joke. Like if they
she speaks the English fluency, like she speaks. She's multilingual. She speaks English, German, and Japanese.
She goes to AEW. You've got a top 5 right there. If you let her talk, you got a top 5.
You should see some of her promos and everything. Her posts, like, which she says, "Kill your idols." She calls herself the idol killer.
Mm-hmm. Because of the whole idol generation,
like Japanese idols and everything. She's like, kill your idols and everything. She's against the kawaii. She's like, we're here to piss off all you. We're here to piss off all you old perverts too. We're gonna kill all your cute little Mina.
If Tony Khan uses her right, you could have a top 5 woman in WWE. It's getting tough because you got one Julia's going to the main roster, one Stephanie McCurry goes to the main roster, and then there's one else I'm forgetting that they're getting. Bro, that women's division, the girls of old aren't gonna be able to hang with that kind of level of action in the ring, bro. They won't. Charlotte and Becky are the old women now. They're not gonna be able to hang with that.
Definitely Bailey already sees the writing on the wall. I think she's gone, dude.
Stephanie McCurry is one of the best women's wrestlers I've ever seen.
Oh yeah. She got the rare opportunity when she signed, she had the opportunity to go to the main roster first, but she wanted to work on her.
I think Dakota Kai's going to AEW because she's 36 years old. You know,
Who is?
Dakota Kai, 36.
Stephanie
37.
Vaquer, she's like 30. She's 36. Yeah.
Not what I understood. I understood she was very young and had plenty of time.
No, actually, find out. Let me find out Dakota Kai.
I thought she was barely 30 years old. I thought she was still in her early
I
20s.
thought so too. She looks very young. She doesn't look
Dakota?
like she's in her 30s. Dakota Kai. I thought she was like in her mid-late 20s or something.
No, but I'm talking about Stephanie Vaquer. I thought they said the whole reason
No, Dakota Kai's no. Stephanie Vaquer's like 32.
Yeah.
she's that
Oh,
old.
she's 32.
But they were saying they were going to send her down to NXT just for her to work on her English. She was ring ready. Learn where the cameras are. Work on your English.
Dakota Kai is born in. Yep, she was born in May 6, 1988. She's 37.
But she's the same age as my sister.
Well, damn.
Yeah, she also wrestled in Stardom as well. So she knows Io and Tony Storm, and she also she obviously knows Tony Storm from her Stardom days.
Wait a minute. Who we talking about here, Phil?
Dakota Kai, she wrestled in Stardom.
We're talking about Stephanie Vaquer.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what I'm talking about, too.
Oh, but
Okay,
yeah,
here,
Tony
hold on,
Storm's
hold on.
32 years old.
Are you kids?
Block.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about, yeah, we know that the Japanese women don't age as much as everybody else, and they could be, I'm well worried about Asuka's going to get the cut sooner or later from WWE because what else is there left for you to do, and they're going to want to push new stars. Where do you go?
She's already a Grand Slam champion.
What are you going to do short of making her your Japanese correspondent for NXT or have her teach the Japanese girls backstage because she can speak the language? What happens? I mean, Asuka's only getting older. I love her to death, but what are you going to do with her when you got
You know what? I
They'll probably give her like a coaching position in NXT.
Yeah. Honestly, I see.
She's either going to take that or possibly go either go to AEW and wrestle or probably go back to Japan and wrestle.
maybe that?
Honestly, I see her. I can already see the writing. She's getting slower. She is getting slower. But honestly, I think she would make a good coach. She would make a very good coach.
I've got a feeling because I don't know if I've talked about this with y'all yet, but y'all know Triple H's ultimate goal is an NXT in every corner of the globe, like a World Football League, right? Y'all know that's what he wants. Like that's been the plan for years, and now with that TKO money, acquiring Triple A, almost got TNA. The whole reason they're going to Australia. I mean, he wants an NXT in every part of the globe, and then to do like a World League. He wants into Japan badly. If they can't buy one of the organizations, they're gonna put an NXT Japan, and they're gonna have somebody like Asuka lead that, like teach the women and can communicate. But that's Triple H's whole goal now since he took over is he wants an NXT Canada, he wants an NXT Mexico, he wants an NXT which the UK that didn't work. But that's good on the fans for keeping what they like. But
What I heard is that he's going to try to do this with NXT. He tried to get Will Ospreay for NXT Europe.
That's going to be their last market because the locals don't want to lose what they have. That's why they shut down NXT UK. They were like, we'll go watch Progress, we'll watch Rev Pro, and we'll watch New Japan when they come through. We'll support them. The locals were like, no, we don't want NXT to kill all our divisions in our indie wrestling, our beloved British wrestling. And you got to give
here's another thing. Why else do you think CMLL is now advertising? They almost wanted to change their style of it, but they realized that, hey, we're still going to we're the only established Lucha Libre company in Mexico now.
I'm worried about them. I'm worried that Triple H with his money, and now Triple H is going to have WWE money once the deal's done, that they're not going to try to squash CMLL or put a hold on those wrestlers. That we're gonna find out, but we all know.
Well, they did release a list of all the AAA contracts that are official. I know that, and I know Vikingo is the biggest one. Vikingo is they're going to be their biggest draw.
Now
Alberto, you know what? Honestly, with Alberto Del Rio, apparently he's back on the alumni and he is signed.
Mm-hmm.
They need to make his appearance in the U.S. before Worlds Collide.
They're not.
And see how the reaction is.
They said they don't plan on featuring him heavily. The 8 people that were signed are for the future of AAA after the deal's done, and WWE completely owns them. That these 8 people will still work for AAA under the WWE banner. The plan is not to have them all over the American TV at all. Maybe to show off something. That's not the plan. These are 8 people that are staying after they decide to fire half the roster and move NXT people and all to AAA once they own it. That's what this is. This is a power play. They holding on to the world champ and 7 other people.
There's a lot of people in Mexico that do not like this.
I know they don't like it. I thought they were going to be the second to last holdout with Rev Pro in the world against WWE. But once WWE owns that company, it's going to be half WWE talent going down there, and they have the facilities. They're gonna make an NXT down. That's what it's gonna be. Your Mexican wrestlers are gonna kind of get faded in and out of who they want. Del Rio could work there for a year and get fired. We're gonna find out.
Well, the thing is this, man. This is how I see things. You know, AAA and AEW, whenever AEW first started, had a relationship. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Do you think they offered Tony Khan to try and buy AAA at that time and he turned them down? You don't think so?
No.
Tony Khan ever thought if he could have bought him, I think he'd have threw an offer. I don't think either that or WWE has that much bank, but they do now with TKO. That hatred of CMLL and AAA that has gone on for forever, and older than all of us, no matter who runs the company, the minute CMLL, which of course was partners with New Japan. So the minute you got New Japan and AEW agreed, CMLL was coming right on board. I think once they did that, I was like, Triple H, if he could, he would buy AAA. I was like, they'll never do it. They did it, and I was just like, oh my god. I was like, that's big. That's got the world global dominance that WWE is fighting for right now. To put all because Tony Khan opened his mouth and was like, I'm competition. We were real competition. Now, bro, they're going to kill half the good indies. Not Evolve. MLW's all washed up 2010s WWE guys and a few indie people like New Japan. WWE's going to pick them up like that if they have to.
What, MLW?
Yeah.
Yeah.
MLW is in partnership with CMLL.
Well, look
it
what
ain't just that either, though, man. MLW they have a lot of independent wrestlers that wrestle in GCW. They have guys that wrestle on the West Coast as well, but a lot of them are based in either Chicago or Jersey. That's when they're really trying to stay in that areas.
The other thing that's going to kind of hurt the wrestlers from AAA is the way they made a lot of their money is doing independent shows. I mean, like right here, man. Hell.
You're right.
Like I got to meet 4 ladies that was from AAA.
Yeah,
at their show, and then that was the biggest draw. I actually had never been back to that company again, but like I said, that's how I got to see Vikingos through all the independent shows.
Mm-hmm.
How I got to see who was it? Black Tours before it became the Beast Mortos. You know, and it's like all these guys. I was like, all these AAA guys. That's how they made their money, was doing independent shows, and now they got WWE stamped on their forehead now.
Which means you cannot do independent shows, and you get paid way better than you used to, and now you work for them. I mean, I can see. I've heard about Triple H saying about whatever that title is that you can go in other companies. He's like he's got feelers in GCW, CCW, all of that. WWE's going to end up buying GCW. They're going to end up owning TNA, and they're going to end up getting MLW. All that just to crush Tony Khan. They're going to end up acquiring all of that shit.
Yeah.
Well, GCW. We already know that GCW's in bed with WWE. We already know that.
FSW is too.
Same thing with TNA. Well, we already know that TNA's already in bed, and it's like I said, it's just a countdown till they're finally folded. I mean, half their shows are produced in fucking beer factories and everything.
Not anymore, though.
And you know what we're looking at after all of that? It's going to be 2001 all over again after WWF gets all the W's, and then we're going to be down to 2 and then 1. And that's going to suck ass. We waited so many years to get out of that. It's going to be either you team AEW or you team WWE. I mean, that's all it's going to be for the U.S. especially. It's going to suck ass. And Tony Khan goes under when he eventually can't keep spending money, and he's got to give in to WWE if they own everything. I mean, New Japan wanted it. I bet you Triple H is so upset about that because 17, 18, Gato and New Japan wanted to do business with WWE. They're like, we want to be partners. Vince was like, hell no, I'm not doing it. They said it out loud. They were like, our dream partner would be the WWE. Now, we all know when New Japan agrees to an agreement, they don't break their contract. They're like, they take their respect honorably. They went to AEW figuring, well, they don't want to work with us. We'll work with them. That'll get us on TV. They're going to honor that contract until somebody stabs them in the back. CMLL is always years and years, just like Rev Pro. That's all partners with New Japan. That was your true indie partnership in all those companies. I mean, Rev Pro, they were one of the first ones. WWE was like, we want that European market. We'll buy you. They said
it was like, doesn't work for us, brother.
And they made more money in their entire career after they told WWE no, and the fans says, we'll support you. Rev Pro is the #1 European company for revenue. Just like believe it or not, GCW is #3 in the US behind WWE.
And the thing is, the reason why though is people don't realize TNA is not watched as much as GCW. GCW has a wider, broader audience because of Triller Plus.
Yeah.
And they go everywhere, bro. TNA don't travel like GCW.
Right.
Believe it or not, to be an independent promotion and travel as much as they do, that is insane.
Somebody on there is good at managing money for doing what they do. And another thing, when they can get those indie talents, when they can get them to come in, because TNA don't just get to do all of that like they want. Another thing not to forget is TNA was partners with AEW. Then all of a sudden, everybody went, what happened? And TNA's like, we're no longer partners. I think we kind of knew what was getting ready to happen there. You know, they were clearing that out so WWE come in. And they are currently signed to a 3-year partnership with WWE, TNA. That's official.
They've already done one.
What?
This is the second year. They've already done 1 year. This is the second year.
Oh, wow, that went quick.
Yeah, it was like Anthem. They wanted to do business with WWE, and Scott D'Amore wanted to do business with AEW.
Well, the thing about the thing is, and it's already been reported, and it's been true. Tony Khan offered to buy TNA.
I could believe it.
And TNA turned him down the first time, and then Scott D'Amore went back to Tony and said, "Hey, can you give us a better option?" And Tony Khan gave him a little bit more better option with the money. I don't know how much money we're talking, and they turned it down. And the people at Anthem didn't even want to talk about it. Like,
I bet you TKO breaks out that money, Anthem's gonna be like, "Oh shit, that's our best offer."
Well, I mean, dude, think about it like this, man. When it comes to I'm gonna tell you, this is what I believe is gonna happen. Anthem is gonna play that field. Anthem is gonna see what WWE or TKO is gonna bring, and if it's anything to match Tony Khan's offer, they'll take it. But
fly over that offer. TKO like that.
But the thing about it is, I don't think that TKO is going to offer TNA a huge amount of money for their services.
I
believe it's going to be for their library, but not the actual roster.
Well, it's like I think me and Mike one time went through like the complete rosters, like who would WWE take and who would they get rid of, and it's like I think we out of 50 wrestlers, I think we agreed on like 10 or 15 or something like that.
Wasn't a lot, man. Like, and they've already cut a lot of the fat of it off.
Y'all forgetting one more important thing we just talked about in acquiring TNA. Just like any other company, you don't have to build for an NXT when you've got a building and a place for them to practice and bring in rings and have all. You've already got it. That's what they've been talking about Triple H with this move. He's looking to buy the companies. You don't have to build a building, a place to work these people to train and work on. To use what you have. That's a tape library and resources. And he could take, because of Anthem, hello NXT Canada, Triple H's wet dream already. If he conquers Mexico with AAA, TNA with Anthem, and they let him come put up a Canadian NXT and down and all of that, bro, that's half the battle already almost over.
Hell, did they even have any wrestlers wrestling besides Scott D'Amore's company in Canada? Is there any promotion in
there's
Canada?
A couple. Right? Greektown has one. There's Greektown. There's MLP. There's another one, Ottawa Wrestling Cartel, I think it is, or Ottawa, something in Ottawa. My buddy who does comic books, he lives in Canada. and he can tell you more about them. There's a lot of little bitty indie companies up there. Even Stampede. Stampede's still a thing.
I heard
Really? Jeez, I thought that folded years ago.
back again, bro.
Yeah, Ross Hart
Life
owns.
finds, in the words of Dr. Ian Malcolm, life finds a way.
Mm-hmm. Just like XPW, it being around, you can't cancel the cancel.
That guy with his yell, man.
Chris Kleinrock, I love Chris, man.
I could not stand when he would do that every other move.
Or whenever a woman wants, oh,
What the fuck?
oh, Lizzie Borden, oh, you know that. I mean, it's cringe. Today's times, it's cringe as hell, man. But
God, is Lizzie Borden still fucking wrestle?
no, but she's still a beautiful woman.
Well, anyways, guys, it's getting late.
There is one little bit of more of wrestling news I want to talk about.
What?
We haven't talked about it, and it's to do with the WWE AAA thing. Do y'all think that the WWE is trying to do a Forbidden Door with Worlds Collide? Think they're gonna have TNA there too as well?
Oh yeah, there's even rumors about like some TNA wrestlers going to be at a AAA showing.
I could see.
Yeah, the Triple Mania. Yeah, I heard Joe Henry and the Hardys.
Well, since the Hardys already wrestled it, they've been to AAA Triple Mania before, so that's nothing new. Joe Hendry. I hope they do his entrance in Spanish. That will be fucking awesome. I think I sent you guys some videos of some guy doing all the WWE themes in Spanish. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he did the CM Punk one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sent me
that. But if they do, Joe Henry does go to Triple Mania, they need to do his theme in Spanish.
But if WWE acquires TNA and they turn it to NXT Canada, which I think is stupid, they should leave it as TNA because TNA has a huge following. It really does.
Is TNA officially based in Canada, or is it?
Yeah, it's owned by Anthem. Anthem is based in Canada.
So
that's where Access TV is owned by Anthem.
And that's the one thing I don't get. That's the one thing I can't watch is TNA. So,
and they are also shopping around for another network to actually broadcast TNA television or TNA wrestling. And there's also rumors to have like WWE is trying to acquire other, like you said, other companies. And one of them in talks I heard, I don't know how true it is NWA.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That would be easy as shit. I mean, what they're going to do? Give Billy Corgan $10 and say, "All right, bro." I mean, there's no library. The old NWA already owned.
Actually, the NWA library, Billy Corgan has a huge chunk of it from 1990 something up until now.
That's what I thought. They had. I thought WWE had the rights to all of that after they bought WCW.
Mm-hmm. When they bought WCW, NWA ended WCW in the 80s. And ECW had some NWA tapings up until like 93 whenever they defuncted. So there's like 93 in the 80s. And then after all that happened, NWA broke off from everybody. And then NWA did NWA like Wildside, Anarchy, Wildcat. And there's several other NWA. There was NWA NWA Hollywood, NWA Memphis.
Hollywood, brother.
And
they go to that tape library. So, I mean, they go check
it out. Look what I drew. Death Star.
Cool. Look like a beehive.
That's what I was gonna say. It looks like a beehive or a hornet's nest that you got to stick to, getting ready to get.
Like you gonna get fucked up.
Yeah.
But anyway. May the 6th, 7th be with you, brother. Whatever you want to call it.
How dare you?
Just saying, but no. But if they do buy the NWA, because they sent Natalia down there to work the Crockett Cup.
They sent her to feel it.
That's what I'm thinking too. They sent her down there to feel that out.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, give Corgan $10 and be like, "Hey, we'll take the whole thing."
Isn't it that they're saying they can defend on other programs, and they were trying to invite all these indies. It's not contract tampering if you got somebody who's a contracted employee who's a wrestler talking to another wrestler in the back. That's not contract tampering. I'm pretty sure Triple H is sending feelers out. I wouldn't doubt it one bit.
Yeah, because Natalia's working the Crockett Cup, and everybody's already like, "Oh my god," like,
and you see
what wants to do with this?
Her and Tyson Kidd are down there in Florida training
already there because she has her dude. She's trained a couple of people I like, that I follow.
But check this out. You sent her
Brody Lee Jr. as well. She's been training Brody Lee Jr.
Canada, Tyson Kidd and Natalia right there. There you go. There's your company
trainers.
The Dungeon 2.0. That's what their new school is. The Dungeon 2.0.
Well, technically ain't Brody Lee Jr. under AEW contract?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but
training.
But training doesn't count as anything. Like Izzy Moreno, which is Bailey's number one fan, she's been trained by a lot of wrestlers. But supposedly whenever she turns 18, she's already got a WWE contract.
It looks like Minus One's got an AEW contract. That's how they're still able to toss his wife some money and all that.
Mm-hmm. And
well, she does a lot more stuff than that. She does a lot of public relations. She does a lot.
Brody Lee's widow.
Oh yeah, widow. Yeah,
whatever. I forget her name, man. Yeah, but she's a nice lady, dude. Like a really nice lady.
I thought it was pretty funny where she showed or what Brody did with his little with the action figure of him. He put it in ice and everything's like, what the fuck is wrong with my son? It was like he carbon freeze his action figure.
Yeah, carbon freeze it yeah, dude. I think that was really cool. But no, man. I mean, if WWE buys NWA though, what does that say for the world of wrestling in America?
I think that's the easiest one to buy. Short of Corgan not want to give it up, they're a dead company.
But Corgan ain't going to sell it to him. I really don't think he would sell it. I don't think he would sell it.
It's a sad hill to die on.
Who is going to get? Who will you hire for a TNA? Now, you got your indies now. Let's say WWE gets their hands on GCW. They've already got Triple H. They get TNA. Who's left? What one or two big name people, sort of a Matt Cardona who works the indie? Who are you going to get to go work an NWA in California in front of 50 people? Or who are you going to get?
Most of the people that work NWA are ex-WWE wrestlers.
If you look at us at
EC3
of GCW.
EC3 don't run. He don't work at. Well, yeah, he does work in NWA. You're right.
Let's see.
James Storm.
That's all the 2010s. Chris Masters. It's all those guys from WWE 20 aughts. They're all over there.
Well, Odinson worked for New South too, so Odinson works there, and you got Rodney Mack.
I've seen him on the other indies.
Rodney Mack is from your neck of the woods, there, bro.
Yeah, but I've seen him wrestle like he bounces around, just like House of Glory up there, Masterpiece Company up there in New York. They borrow top talent. They've had Mercedes.
Actually, House of Glory. Speaking of which, House of Glory is coming to Chicago Friday.
Oh, they out of state, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah, JD does commentary. I'm surprised he's not fired yet.
Actually, who's the main event? It's
Zilla Fatu.
Matt Riddle and Zilla Fatu.
Two names you borrowed from. Zilla Fatu still. Where he's going eventually because the bloodline thing is not going away. WWE's going to have an entire Samoan dynasty and try to get the whole family because of the love for the Rock's mama, and that's never going away. You're always going to have this. They're going to try to capture every Samoan that earns their way. They're going to try to get. That's not garbage. That's not going away. That probably 50 years, they're still going to have some kind of Samoan setup over there in WWE. That's not going.
100%. No, yeah, 100%.
Well, it's already confirmed that what is it? Jimmy's daughters, I think, are into wrestling, and so is the other Fatu. What's his name?
Jacob.
Jacob Fatu, yeah, his son wants to become a wrestler.
They're all guaranteed work if they're not garbage. WWE, but if you're Samoan, you get a free pass.
Yeah,
Hell,
at least
the
one.
Rock's daughter, the Rock's daughter is what you call it, NXT. So
she's not good though, bro.
He's gonna end up finding some. She's gonna have to go do something else. She's got to find something else to do in life. I just don't
He's
see it.
more of a GM than
yeah, she's a GM role right now. So
But
I never seen one of her matches yet.
She hasn't had one.
Really?
That's like when Mick Foley's daughter said she wanted to get in the ring. He's like, you don't want to do this. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do this. She goes to Dolly World, gets injured on a roller coaster, tries to sue them because no one even offered to help her. It's like, all right, girl, you're already injured. You're not getting in the ring. Your mama was a beauty queen. You don't have to do this. The rest of the ring is
Not yet.
Yeah, we heard about that. Busted for CP.
wait.
Yeah.
Oh,
Duke the Dumpster.
I said in the comments. I said I wonder if he was friends with Pat Patterson back then.
I'm not surprised. I wouldn't. Yeah.
Well, Pat Patterson was, he was gay, man, and
He was part of the Ring Boy scandal, though.
yeah,
It's
And
nothing to do with it. I have nothing to do with him being LGBT or not, but
it has nothing to
I
do.
don't
With
know, like that. I mean, it's great. Pat Patterson's a great mind for the business, but I just didn't. That Ring Boy scandal thing. I even one of the guys unalived himself.
Vince covered his ass, let him go, brought him back. They made the other guy who was involved in the scandal take the fall and never brought him back. But there was 2 or 3 of them in that scandal. Vince pulled the same shit he did for Jimmy Snuka, getting him out of shit when he knew he was guilty. He pulled the same shit. He said, "Pat, go in for a minute. I'll bring you back." And then before you know it, you're on Legends House in the 2010 or 20 teens, whatever it is, and Pat Patterson's big star, and he did it his way, and what a hero. Then he goes, look what happened. Almost a Great Muta story right there. Same shit. I mean, hey, dirty business, and they don't care when they make it money.
Yeah, apparently I heard Vince bribed a lot of detectives to clear Snooker's name.
Okay, yeah.
But also
he was
the Duke the Dumpster. I was never a fan of Duke the Dumpster Drosy, but and when I read about this situation, it's sad, man. It's really, really sad. It's like I'm pretty sure he has fans somewhere around the world, somewhere.
I feel bad for fans.
That's what I'm saying. I feel bad for the fans of his, man. And the FBI held on to this stuff for over a year. Before they released it to Memphis for him to be arrested.
They were waiting. They wanted more. They were watching.
They were looking to get the kingpins. Because this was all on the dark web.
Right, stings. That's what they all. It's just like big drug deals. They want everybody. They want the big sting. They just don't want one person.
They don't want the small fries. They want the big honchos.
Yeah, because I really believe that Duke was part of a small piece of that pie.
So you telling me Duke the Dumpster Drosy got Chris Hansen?
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Oh,
Chris Hansen's a lot different. He got.
So we don't get in trouble on YouTube, but you know what I'm talking about.
There's evidence. There's computer evidence the FBI has on Duke the Dumpster.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's not an accusation. It's not, hey, you came to meet this person. No, it's we have computer files on you. You're in big trouble, mister. Federal.
Yeah, you have pictures, brother. You have pictures.
He's the 3 ways to Sunday.
Yeah. We seeing pictures. Who knows? Video content in league with somebody else. Who knows? But the FBI sat on it, watched it. They've got him. There's no way out. You are guilty.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of that, there is something I want to bring up. Judge accepts Janelle Grant's updated lawsuit against Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis, and WWE. Have y'all heard about this?
Okay.
I heard something about it.
I haven't heard the latest.
All right. So Janelle's updated version of her lawsuit against Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis, and WWE has been accepted by a federal judge in Connecticut, who has also ruled to hold off on discovery in the case. Judge Sarah F. Russell's ruling regarding discovery approves the defendant's motion on the issue, but Judge Russell has also allowed Grant to request specific motion-related discovery pertaining to the issue of arbitration. Grant's amended lawsuit includes new details of McMahon's alleged treatment of her during her time as a WWE employee between 2019 and 2022. McMahon's team had attempted to block Grant's motion, filing an opposition that argued the request was being made in bad faith. In her ruling, Judge Russell said it is certainly clear that some of Grant's proposed amendments include facts she knew or should have known when she had filed the complaint, but her newly pleaded facts do not deprive defendants of their ability to timely assert that her claims are subject to arbitration. She says, I accordingly decline to find her amendments are in bad faith. In response to the ruling, Grant's representatives released the following statement. We're grateful that Judge Sarah Russell let the facts prevail today and granted our motion to amend Janelle Grant's complaint against Vince McMahon and WWE. The amended complaint is essential to understanding the extent of McMahon's abuse and trafficking of Ms. Grant and the degree to which WWE failed her. We look forward to moving forward with Ms. Grant's amended complaint and taking another step forward, bringing the truth to light and ensuring Ms. Grant's allegations against Mr. McMahon and WWE are taken seriously. Janelle Grant's representatives. McMahon and WWE had moved to push the case into arbitration, citing that the arbitration clause was part of Grant's non-disclosure agreement that she signed with McMahon in 2022. According to somebody from Post Wrestling, it is expected that the defendants will resubmit their case for arbitration by June 13th. Grant could then ask for discovery related to those motions for up to 10 days afterwards.
All right, I got one issue. One. All right, we don't know who's innocent, who's good. Anybody can say anything.
Right.
This doesn't look good on her for one thing. Yeah, I know legal money. Everybody's gonna fight. If you had information to disclose, why are you bringing new information now and not the first time with all the accusations? Is the case that weak that you need to come up with more stuff? Why did you not the first time add these things in?
I'm going to tell you why. Because if you, for example, you throw all your eggs in one basket, guess what happens? You have no more eggs.
Okay.
You throw a couple of them out there and you go, okay, you bid on those. Okay, cool. Well, now I got these eggs. Oh, fuck.
Makes sense. You're not under oath yet, in a courtroom yet. You know, you don't have to tell it everything like it is. But in the same breath, how worried was her legal team that, all right, we need to save this? And to me, there's a lot of words. We're a couple of years into this, and we still don't have any definite, we've got him, we've got Vince, he did. I'm like, where's the snag here? Where's the lack of evidence? Where's the problem? That's what I'm interested in figuring out. Where's the snag? Why they can't get, I know it takes time in the legal system and all that, but where's the snag? Why they don't have him dead to rights? What's the missing proof? What's the hole there's something missing here that they can't get him on or can't prove. Something's going on.
All right. So speaking on the same technicality stuff, how come Kanye West comes out about sucking his cousin's cock for years and nothing's done about it? Isn't that like admitting guilt of some like child crime?
Well, I have questions. I didn't hear about this. I didn't know about it. Is he claiming he was underage in doing this?
A little older than his cousin, who was 6 years old.
Okay, so we have kids being dealt with here. So, yeah.
I never liked the motherfucker.
I never fuck Kanye West.
Yeah, I mean, but do you see what I'm saying though? I mean,
fuck Kanye West, fuck the Kardashians.
I could say that if it's two children that age, where were the adults? How do we know what proof is what? This is alleged say so. Also, statute of limitations. You can't say this shit 20 years later and expect something to happen. All you can do is try to ruin somebody's reputation. But if it's not within a statute of limitation, I mean, what you gonna do?
Kanye West ruined his own reputation. That's all I can say.
Yeah. He put this out on public knowledge, man, on social media.
Well,
his own cousins on his newest album is for his cousin who killed a pregnant woman who was pregnant with his kid supposedly, and he was like, "Yeah, he's mad because we wouldn't look at dirty magazines together, and I was sucking his dick," and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
I don't know what that one.
Dude, it's wild, bro. It's wild.
You know what? With Kanye West, it doesn't surprise me.
I
mean, the dude thought he was coming with Christ.
With
it's the best thing. The best thing was a meme from a Family Guy is like, well, we're gonna drop in on Kanye West and see what he's doing. Oh, thank you very much. I'm over here just giving this lasagna a massage, and I'm about to announce my presidential candidacy.
But my question is, there's a lot more details. You got underage that happened in. How much research you got to put into that and figure out what happened. But we got Vince McMahon and Janelle Grant and John Laurinaitis who are all adults.
Hero power.
You know,
but it's kind of in the same organization. It's kind of like,
yeah, but we got adults. You know that it's like, yeah, you're not going to be scared to point the finger. It's not an underage child that didn't know what they were doing or might have been persuaded by an adult or mistreated. We don't know. You know, there's a lot more in that other case than. We've got a bunch of adults arguing over here about a lawsuit and a settlement when this woman was paid to shut up. She didn't. She took the money. She broke a non-disclosure agreement. I'm not saying that's by law because it's not. But now she's all now. Okay, this happened. Okay, now this happened. All right, I can't get any money. Now this happened. Not saying anybody's innocent or guilty, but we're also dealing with adults. It's a lot easier to say you get something, you don't get nothing, or y'all settle this lawsuit or drop it. Or it's adults. It's not children. That makes it a lot. Deal with then were these 6 and 7 year olds, was this led by someone else, was this affected by an older person, where were the parents? There's so much that could be years of court cases. That's
years of abuse, man. That's what that is.
That's a lot to unpack and a lot for a jury to have to, you know, that's not gonna be a weak thing. That's gonna be like, it's gonna take years and what there's like
what's his name from Chicago?
Anything that's gonna take 20. They're gonna be hitting all these places they want to sue in these hotels that look the other way. This is gonna go on for 10, 15, maybe even 20 years. There's gonna be another one in the P. Diddy. I said it. This is gonna be one of the biggest trial cases of our lifetime, and not just because of him, because of everybody else involved. People coming forward. They were known, their lawyers said all of that y'all paid the hotels that they turned around. They refused to look. We're coming after each one of y'all. This is going to go on for forever. He might get
Justin Bieber.
Yeah,
who's the guy from Chicago? Not Seal. Fuck, what's his name?
R. Kelly?
R. Kelly, like shit like that.
Yo, he fucked
dude,
up.
Your whole
he's in prison right now, dude.
Kanye, R. Kelly, bro.
R. Kelly went, peed on them underage girls, got out of it,
did it again.
In it again, and got popped. And they're like, "All right, you're screwed now."
Because the second time they had video evidence.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say he was innocent or guilty, but I'm gonna take a page out of Johnny Cochran's book with Michael Jackson. The second time he got in trouble, Jimmy Cochran, he says, "I'm not taking your case." He says, I told him first time, stay away from them cheering. He said, I told him, stay away. But no, he said, I ain't taking your case this time. I got you off the first time. I'm not fighting this again. That's what Johnny Cochran told him.
Yeah, and not only that, though, man, think about it like this, too.
Johnny Cochran didn't even want to get his hands dirty again because it was like, nope, I am not touching this shit again.
That the first to beat a charge.
like Mystikal's ordeal with like the rapes. He's in prison again or waiting trial again because of bone dicking a undercover police officer at a hotel.
Yeah. I mean, you know how hard that is to get off of, especially with children involved. The way it's amazing, even though he's Michael Jackson, had a pile of money, and we really don't know if he was innocent or guilty. But you know how hard that is to get off the first time, and you were innocent. I'd have been like, bro, I will never be at another child's birthday party again. I will never stand next to a Christmas tree again in my life. I'd be as like Cochran told him. I'd be as far Neverland, shut it down. I'd be like, keep me as far away from the children as possible. Then you go put yourself where you're in close to them again. Like this was probably 05, 06. I'm just like, Johnny Cochran told him, he says, I got you up the first. I'm not going through this again. You lucky we got it the first time. You lucky. You know, I'd be as far away from any of that as possible. As innocent as I could be, I'd be like, y'all accusing me. I'm as far away as possible. I'm getting the hell away.
And I remember when they started cracking down on R. Kelly, and they wanted. I know people finally just got fed up with it. It's like, why are we still playing his music on radio? Why are we still playing his on MTV? Why are we still playing it? And then finally they started. Then they finally started cutting all this music out. Then why they? Then people are like saying, why we're not doing this for Michael Jackson? I'm like, and someone brought it up because it was like, because he wrote better songs.
Well, he also wasn't proven guilty. They never.
Yeah.
I mean,
No. Yeah. Mike was. He might have went to trial.
never was proven.
Got a stain on his name, but never proven guilty.
Yeah.
You know, R. Kelly, Pink.
Yeah. Yeah. R. Kelly's guilty of sin. They got him on video.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how they got Mystical too.
Yeah.
He hasn't came out with an album since 2001.
Who?
Mystical. His last album was 2001.
Bill Cosby pudding pops. You know what? That's another one. Didn't they finally acquit?
Dude, when they acquitted that man, he got out of Dodge.
I feel bad for Jello having to get rid of that stuff.
Dude,
sort of like how Jared Fogle, sort of like how Subway had to deal with Jared.
Well, now
They're
he takes
still trying to be damage control after Jared.
Well, they dropped.
Jared was different, dude. Jared was actually indicted by the FBI, just like Drosy. That's a whole different ball game, dude. When you're
it's like once he was
about
convicted, they dropped all his commercials.
We're talking about the Subway guy that got caught red-handed children. Yeah, that guy. That couldn't either. Yeah, he's guilty.
See, that's the thing, man. That's
Jared hosted Raw. That's right.
But the thing,
him on a Raw. I remember that he was on a Raw.
Yeah,
he was.
That's the crazy part.
It's getting late now.
But when you're indicted by the FBI, that's a whole different thing than state law, man. Because state how do I want to say it? State's crooked as hell. They don't care. They just try to find you guilty no matter what. FBI goes, we're gonna do our homework. We're gonna dot every I. We're gonna cross every T. We're gonna make sure we know what the fuck we're doing.
And they want to get everybody they can involved in it. As much people go down, as much money in their pocket too.
Man, what you say? And then they're like, oh, your house comes to us, your cars come to us, your money that's in income. Oh yeah, that comes to us. What else can we get here?
Yeah.
You know, they looking at family members in. Did you know anything about this? Oh, you did. You're coming with us. I mean, dude, it goes like you said, they get everyone involved, bro.
They'll take
just one. They getting
everything. Think if they can. They'll take your kitchen sink.
Bro, this kitchen sink is still under warranty. You need one? You do? Kitchen sink was not here. I mean, dude, that's how the FBI works. When you're indicted by the FBI, that's a total different thing than a state organization. State fuck up more times than they put on their shoes, bro. Hello, I'm one of them. Now, whenever you have the FBI coming into your house and saying, hey, can you come out here and we holler at you for a minute?
Yeah.
You know you're in a whole world of shit. Yeah, Byron Scott was accused and lost his sexual on a 15-year-old student at Studio City's Camel House. I'm not surprised. But whenever you have the FBI involved on any kind of case known for SA or CP or any of that,
you will lose.
You're done for, bro.
Oh, yeah.
State, you're fucked already. But FBI, you're royally fucked.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, because the state don't want to hear your side of the story. Oh, you're guilty. Why am I guilty? Because I said so. Oh, I know that's how this works. Yeah, that guilty to prove that innocent to proven guilty shit does not work.
Yeah, FBI is like, we're gonna find every little reason why you are guilty, and who knew this guy, and they're gonna find every straw in that pile that's connected to you and whoever else they will find.
State, they just will tell you you're guilty.
Yeah.
You're guilty. Why? Because I said so. Oh, well, that makes sense. I mean, that's how they do too, man. Like, oh, well, we're going to make sure you're guilty. How? Well, we're going to make sure you're guilty. How? We're going to make sure you're guilty. Okay. FBI is like, we know you're guilty. You know you're guilty, and everybody else is going to know you're guilty.
We're going to take you to trial and like drag it out so long till you're broke.
Yeah, and Shannon Sharp chokes women. Damn it. Damn it. Byron Scott. Yeah, he is on the Today Show, isn't he? No. Byron Scott. Who is Byron Scott?
I don't know who that is.
Hulk Hogan is a saint compared to those people? Hulk Hogan is no saint, bro. Hulk Hogan abused his roles, and I will say that, but Hulk Hogan is a lot better than some people, even though he did use the unforgettable N-word for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, but at the same breath, he didn't. He's not involved with no children or no crimes like that. I mean, there's a lot more.
Yeah, that's the one thing we could say. That's the one honest thing we could say.
Yeah,
he let the N-word slip, but other than that,
he kept his dick in his pants.
Well, you see, I'm not.
That too, yeah.
I'm not.
Oh,
Bubba the Love Sponge. Bubba the Love Sponge.
Yeah, well, you see, I'm gonna say something about that. Hogan, you're supposed to have. Okay, the law's supposed to be. You're supposed to have the right to free speech. All right, Hogan didn't yell this in a crowd. He said it in the context of a personal room with one person. Now,
and it was in his own house too, by the way.
Well,
no.
There's a hotel.
It was when his son went to jail, and he went to go visit his son, and he was talking about the kid that died in a car accident with him, that's how he got busted. It's like,
oh well, I listened to the Gawker thing before they got sued, and he was in the hotel room with a woman. Not sure if it wasn't Bubba's wife, because they did that. And they had the thing rigged up where Hogan said it. And he was mainly upset because his daughter was doing whatever she had to do to get into the rap business. And that's when he said what he said. But that's what I listened to. I listened to Hulk's voice say the whole conversation. Supposedly it was a hotel room that they had tapped. And that's why he sued Gawker, because you're not supposed to be able to release people's private shit like that. You know, that's how he got all the Gawker money and they went out of business. But I listened to the whole thing, the whole rant of him talking, and they beat that part. But it was him telling a woman in bed after they had got it on.
It was Bubba Love Sponge's wife. Yeah.
Yeah. And Bubba, of course, him too, leaked the shit and all that. But
yeah, he's the one that hired Gawker.
Yeah, they're out of business now. Hogan got all their money, which he needed because his ex-wife had already.
Linda took everything, bro.
Yeah, and have y'all seen her crazy ass tweets as of the last 3 weeks?
I mean, there's a reason why Brooke wants nothing to do with Hulk nor Linda.
Well, Linda's tripping out. She's going.
She's psychotic, bro.
Yeah, you could tell that woman's not all that. Like, I don't know what she's done or what happened to her, but she ain't all there. I watched that video.
I thought Brooke had a good relationship with her dad. I didn't know.
It's good, but it's
not like what it was.
She don't want to be. She don't want to be in it. You know, she like if she's associated with him, her career goes down the toilet. Whatever.
It has nothing to do with her family at all.
Yeah,
especially after her brother's DUI. He looks just like his old man now.
I don't know, man. I hate it for him.
That family is dysfunctional, dude.
The last little bit of information I want to talk about, though, is how about this book on AEW? Are we finally going to get the Brawl Out chapter?
I hope not.
What book?
Oh, AEW is releasing a book called The History of AEW. This book is all elite.
Oh, it's going to be set up with the Bucks are going to have what they want written in there, and TK is going to have what it's going to be it'll be like a wrestler's book. It's going to say what they want to say, and they're going to have their narrative. It's not going to be on the level like with that good Nitro book that was released some years back. You got the company's gone. You could be honest. You put in the effort. You put in the work to do the research and what happened. That doesn't still exist. AEW is not going to let a destruct. Y'all remember the video that got banned, the destruction of the Ultimate Warrior, when they bashed the shit out of Warrior in WWF?
Man, dude, that hurt me so bad, bro.
Yeah.
But y'all remember when they did that? Then they removed it when they got cool with him. AEW can't have a product like that out on them while they're active, and especially when they're in control of it. And they're going to control the net. Whoever's writing it's going to have their approval. It's going to be all pro AEW, and they're going to throw in a little light. Oh, this controversy with Jack Perry and CM Punk, but it's all going to be so one-sided. It's going to be like
honestly, all the truth is going to come out if AEW folds.
Oh, if they fold, yeah.
Fold, and you know the first person who's going to talk about it will be Phil. Not this Phil, the Phil.
Yeah, Mr. Punk himself, Mr. Chick Magnet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm waiting another. It's been 5 years. I said give him 10 years to start because that's a lot of money to burn through. But even Tony Khan can't spend just what he wants. He's still, believe it or not, he has a level of a budget that he's got to go between. And like
his daddy.
These millions, like $5 million for Jericho at one point, 4 point something million or 5 to Okada. I believe it was 6 or 5 point something to Mercedes for this crap. 9 million to Punk that fell through. So he kind of
he got some of that money back though. He got some of that money back.
Yeah, that works just like the shit we're going through with our LSU coach. That's a 9-year deal, but as the clock ticks and some of that money goes away, we're going to be able to give him less and get rid of him in a year or two because he's sucking ass. But we've already dealt with 3 years of garbage.
Y'all need to get rid of that piece of garbage.
Bro, Kelly let me down. So I know this isn't a sports podcast, but I had predicted what was going to happen. I said the first year, I said we could do all right. We'll get to the playoffs. Second year, I said we should be in the playoffs, lose. By the third year, we should have the championship. Third year came, our worst year ever. I said Kelly does not understand SEC football. Get rid of him. He
does understand SEC football. He helped kill it for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with Country right here. AEW choosing Jack Perry over CM Punk was the worst decision they ever made. Yep.
Well, I mean, if you're not going to push Jack Perry like they should have pushed Jack Perry and have that TNT title be the scapegoat title, then yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, I mean,
where's he been lately?
They had a moment. They had a moment with Jack Perry.
They were picking it up.
They should have kept the momentum. Now
they should have doubled down.
Where's he at right now?
He did better in Japan. They punished him by sending him to Japan. He did better in Japan than in AEW. He formed the character. He put in all the scapegoat work. The people were buying into whether they were booing or cheering. They were buying into it. He put in the work in Japan. He come back. They put him with Okada. I said, okay, I can see this. They're trying to redo the NWO. Okada's Nash. Okada's Hogan. Hall and Nash are the Bucks. And X-Pac 6 is like your little Jack Perry run around. I said, I see it. But then they blew the whole thing's just a joke. It's a big joke. I was like, I'm out. I was like, this is stupid. They're going to waste Okada. Okada's reputation. A lot of people are like, we don't care about this guy. I'm like, the guy was great. Tony Khan didn't, just like Switchblade Jay White. No reason he's not your second highest title hold. I know he's injured, but no reason he's not. That guy can talk. That guy's a masterful heel. He knows how to wrestle. He's good in the ring. He's not. Why you don't first become like what?
The pig's running away with your antenna.
He frozen. Oh wait, no, he's back. Yeah, your shit came in all fucked up.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good.
It just updated. I was talking about Okada and how Tony Khan dropped the ball on him. That guy had a reputation way up there, and I mean, you made him look like a joke. I mean, that guy has like the world title record hold, like 12 victories in New Japan for the world title without a loss. That's history. Like, how do you fuck that up? Dude was the Rainmaker.
Yeah, Brian Kelly sucks.
Yeah, he did.
I'll stand by that. Marcus Freeman is our head coach.
All right. We're going all over the place here.
Anyway.
It's almost 4:30, guys. It's past closing time.
It is last call. Anybody have anything they want to say for last call?
Nope.
I will touch on what your boy was saying. Before
I'll give you my review of MLW this weekend. I might try to go to the Hog. So
now there's one other thing I have to say. One thing. What about Backlash? Is anybody interested in Backlash?
Nope.
Okay. All right, good, because I'm
I
not
also
either.
wanted to say something as well. Like, I can't believe I watched Dominion this week, and Tajiri appeared on there.
I didn't get to see it. Not yet.
Tajiri even spotted out the green mist. He teamed up with Tanahashi.
That's awesome.
Yeah, apparently Tajiri's in a new little indie promotion he formed. I forgot.
Hell, I didn't even know he was still wrestling.
No, he wrestled in GCW, if you remember.
That's right. That's right. Shit, he looked old as fuck.
Yeah,
He did.
we haven't seen him in 20 years, and all of a sudden you see him on your television. Yeah, he's gonna look old.
Well,
He has
but I will
gray
say
hair
this,
now. He still can wrestle though.
I will say this. I want to tell Chris, even though he ain't here, thank you for inviting me to your show this past weekend. I had fun.
Thank you, Chris, as well, for letting me do commentate and also torment Frank on commentary.
Yeah. Fuck that fat fuck.
I take it. Whatever he did was not acceptable.
I will put it this way: whenever
we went through
we'll
talk about that once we get off.
Yeah. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not watching Ringside Rants,
you're doing life wrong, brother.
Yeah, and man, we're just not food for to eat. We're also for you to digest.
And so, food for the ears, baby.
Exactly. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Does anybody have any cool, random, fun fact or anything for them tonight?
Yes, this awesome movie called